dudes, man. The one guy that was in Brazil buying a girl, he was like in law enforcement. He was a smart dude, retired, still got taken. So I was under the misimpression that these girls don't get picked. These girls don't get married. Some of them do. Some of them find that guy, and that guy feels like I got the world with this chick. The girl I showed you, she shaked her. She did not lie to him and say, "Oh, I wasn't in the business." Matter of fact, she made, what was the post you made about the Colombian? You got that? Show me that on Instagram, because you
real quick. We're gonna go ahead and open up the panel and bring up our first guest of the night. On the link is in my chat, pinned to the top or bottom, wherever they pin it now with YouTube on both channels. I don't know if you guys pinned the link, but you can drop your links to your channels and let everybody know. We're opening up the panel for open discussion while we tell these stories. But we got to take care of some business real quick.
Before we open tonight's panel, please understand the following. The opinions, statements, experiences, and conclusions expressed by individual guests and panel participants are strictly their own. They do not necessarily represent the views, policies, or positions of the Lion's Den podcast, its hosts, production team, affiliates, advertisers, or sponsors. Participation in this broadcast does not constitute an endorsement of every statement made during the program. All participants are expected to speak responsibly, avoid unsupported accusations, protect private information, and comply with applicable law and YouTube's community guidelines. By voluntarily joining this recorded or live broadcast, each panel participant acknowledges that their name, voice, image, likeness, statements, and contributions may be recorded, edited, excerpted, reproduced, distributed, promoted, archived, and monetized by the Lion's Den podcast, subject to any written agreement governing their appearance. The program may use reasonable excerpts for promotional clips, replays, commentary, educational material, and future Lion's Den productions. Audience comments and live chat submissions may also appear during the broadcast. Submission of a comment does not transfer ownership of unrelated original material, but it may permit the show and the platform to display that comment is part of the live program and its archived recording. This discussion is presented for commentary, education, and public conversation. It is not legal, financial, immigration, psychological, or professional relationship advice. Viewers should independently verify material claims and consult qualified professionals before making major personal, financial, legal, or relocation decisions. Participation is voluntary. Responsibility for each opinion remains with the person who expressed it. Welcome to the Lion's Den. Now, let's get into it.
Welcome my first panelist, DL Saint, to the house.
I know. What's good, gentlemen? How y'all feeling?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
I see Black Man in the building. Good to see you again, Black Man Travels, and salute to Brother Fearless.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Enjoying the conversation. Y'all been listening. I've been listening, man. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all ain't wrong. Y'all are not wrong at all. I haven't heard anything. Some slight disagreements, but it's not the overall message. Yeah, this is why.
So how many times you've been played, my brother? How many times they got you?
Are you gonna shoot at them like that already?
What decade we talking about, player? What decade we talking about? How many times I've been played? Shit, like you said, going all the way back to the beginning, man. We can take it all the way back to.
I was that nice guy for a long time, like Fearless said. Yeah, I was that nice guy for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still a nice guy. I'm still a gentleman. You just gotta understand it's the game.
Yeah, I'm
still a gentleman. I'm still a guy. Ain't no limits to it. I'm still a nice guy, but I understand the game. I understand that you can get hurt if you ain't protecting your feelings. I mean, you look at these dudes like oh boy, that video he put out about where was he? Thailand?
He was in Thailand. Yeah.
That video was so sad. I mean, it's like, damn, bro, you broken hearted. Yeah, he sound like me when I was
deep. Yeah, he was getting worked by 3 people in the family.
Hey, bro,
but
no. See, that's the thing. the women understood the game. They thought he understood the game. Apparently,
in the background,
apparently,
black man. I'm bringing up in a minute. Black champ.
yeah, apparently he was he had taken on some traits of a player. Like he really understood what was going on. Sound like old girl liked him. Like, you cool. I just leveled up. You know what I'm saying? Won't you take my cousin? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good.
Guy. Right. And he said the guy had papers, so you can't falter for that. You know, but he wanted to stay in with that family, though. That's the whole thing. I was like, dude, you old girl is cool and all, but once she let you know what it was, you still let her keep you in the family. That is diabolical.
It ain't diabolical, Ronin. It's the game, bro. She like, he good people. That's my cousin. She in the game too, right? It is what it is. Like he you know what I'm saying? He a good draft pick. Like, you know what I'm saying? He a free agent. Why let him go to another squad? Let's keep him over here. Let's keep him home.
Keep it what it is. He's a good draft pick.
Right. And if he understood the game, he would have saw it immediately for what it was. Like, all right, cool. Especially if her cousin fine. Like, I mean, I don't see a problem with it if that's what you're doing. But his problem is, again, like most of the guys here in America, y'all touched on this, and it's so true. Like, when it comes, you got to have game, and I consider game just understanding. Like, you got to understand that this is what's going on out here. And in America, I look at America as like the big leagues. America is the league. If you got game in the United States of America, you could go anywhere else on this planet, and you're gonna do all right. You're gonna do all right. But these guys, they don't even want to do the work over here, thinking, well, I'm gonna go down, you know what I mean, to Brazil or to the DR or to Colombia, Thailand, Philippines, you name the place. Go to, Poland, Romania, name the joint, right? With no game, and they get run. I mean, I tell these dudes, a lot of these dudes, I'm like, go to Russia. You want to really feel this thing? Go get you a Russian.
I'm gonna disagree with you on one part where you say if you got game in the United States. I think that is not true, and the reason is I've never seen those same dudes in other countries come here and get played. Their expectation of how their women should be, how things should go, just doesn't happen. So like a Latina coming here to United States, he don't get played like that. He don't get played by the American women. He playing.
I've seen some Latino dudes get caught up. I've seen some Latino dudes get caught up, bro, in LA and in New York, down in Miami. I've seen some dudes get played.
When you say a Latino, so let me preference. You're saying the people who are born there, or you seeing some come over from Latin America and get played?
I'm talking about dudes straight off the boat or straight off the plane from, Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, Peru. I've seen some dudes in there, like, because they're, doing the Hollywood thing. Maybe the Hollywood thing has something to do with it. Maybe it's a certain type of dude. But I done seen some dudes come over here. I done seen a lot of Europeans come over here and get crushed. Right now, again, I don't have any studies to back it up. I'm just telling you anecdotally. I've seen it. I've seen them come over here and get crushed. But and when I say game, I'm not just talking about womanizer. I'm talking about completely like a true understanding of male and female nature. And I think you said it, brother Phyllis. You got to know where you are too. Like if you're in Colombia, you got to understand the Colombian culture, or if you're in the Latin world, you got to understand that culture. You know what I mean, versus the Filipino culture versus like, the Vietnamese and the Laotian and all that. You got to kind of know where you are. And that's what I mean. These guys don't want to do the work and they're getting crushed. But now I can see where you're coming from with that. But I've seen a lot of Russian dudes. I've seen Brits come over here and just get ran through because they went after the wrong one.
I think that's the Western.
Let me welcome the Black Cleaner to the panel.
What's going on? How's everybody going?
All right. This kind of ties into some of the conversations we've been having back and forth between our channels the last couple of weeks. So I know you've been listening in. What you feel about what's going on as far as, are brothers being used, or are they ignoring red flags?
Oh,
or is it a combination of both?
Yeah, because the thing is this, just like what we was talking about on the last live, women are looking for stability. They're looking for the table, meaning they're looking for the guy who's going to be the provider, the guy who's going to be the protector, the guy who's going to solve their problems, and the guy who's going to elevate them or progress them. Okay. The men are looking for the star player to sit at their table. And of course, a star player has 5 points, meaning presentation. They're looking for the girl who got the beauty, the girl who's principled, the one who got the brains or purpose. They're looking for the girl who is gonna bring them peace or balance. They're looking for the girl who's going to also be their partner, okay, or
That's the
bring
problem.
or have a bond. And then they're looking for the girl who's also going to what I say, beauty, brains, balance, bond.
I don't agree with it. I don't agree with any of that, brother. I think
Yeah,
it's just
that's
three.
it's too much looking. It's too much.
It's just
No,
three,
that's
bro.
my point.
It's just
because
three, bro.
see the
I
thing
do interviews. I
about
don't know
it is
about
this.
looking. I do interviews. You need to come with all that, and I need to interview you. To
Thank you.
eliminate
That's
some
my
of
point. I mean,
the
it's
things.
just like a job interview because you got to have a program for this girl to fit into. And when you don't have the program for the girl to fit into that meets these qualifications, those are the guys who are going to get used. Because the first thing that a guy is going to look at is her beauty, and then everything else is going to go out the window. And those are the guys. Oh yeah, she's beautiful. She's light skinned. She got a big butt. This, that, and the other. And as
See,
soon
that's the
as you go in
problem. You
there
make it
with
obvious.
sex in your eyes, that's the guy that's going to get exploited because the girl's going to be like, okay, well, he ain't all that. Because number one, as I said earlier, he might be a provider, but he ain't got no muscles on him, so he can't protect me. So all right, I'm just going to use him. He's going to be the bank teller that I call anytime I need some money. Okay, we were talking about it earlier. The dude who does have the brawn, but he broke, and he can give me the BBC. Okay, well, guess what? That's the dude I'm gonna be calling when I want to get broken down, but he broke, so I got this other dude who's gonna be my bank teller. And then there's gonna be the one who's when the family's in trouble or whatever, she gonna be calling him, oh Poppy, I need you. My mommy got shot in the leg, or we don't have no money for medical bills. Help me, Poppy. And then there's the one who, as he said, they see the one who is actually doing something with his life and progressing. So now she's thinking, okay, I can go get with that dude because that dude is, at this level, he's living like this. He done got me on the yacht or whatever. So if there's anybody who I'm going to try to have a future with, it's going to be him. But she's still going to have, and I know this for facts, because I can show you Cash App receipts for females that call me to be like, yo, so and so is about to send me some money. Can you confirm that? And I show it to them, and they be like, all right, thank you. When can you give me that money? You know what I'm saying?
But can I ask you a question? Are these Western men that are getting played? Are these men in their country? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So are these the men in their country? I don't see that in the country.
Well,
they don't do that to the men in their country.
Well, the dude in the country is getting played as well because okay, he might be the dude who can be the protector. You know what I'm saying? But he broke. So what's she doing? Okay, well you can't pay this month's rent or pay this month's electric bill, so I got to go out here and get it like I live it. Had you had all 4 of the legs for the table, I'd be with you because you're the one that I really want to be with. But because I'm in survival mode, I got to go out here and get it how I live it.
But let me ask you this. So let me give you a person.
Real quick, hold on. DL has a comment back. Hold on. DL has a comment back. But let me play my favorite.
Fearless is gonna get it right now. Fearless is gonna pick it up.
Before you do that, I wanted to preface it. Hold on, I wanted to preface it with my favorite pick me and what she said, and then you can go with your next question, Fearless.
I would be too.
It's not a safe space.
There are so many more good men than good women.
What?
There are so
no, I don't agree.
There are
no, I don't agree. Don't piss me off, Sarah. Don't
First
do
of all, there
that.
aren't even as many men as there are women. And then when you break down the amount, and let's not even make it over 100,000. Let's just make it good men that want to love you. Women that are 5 feet tall will literally say, I can't date a man that's less than 6 feet. What are you talking
There's
about?
men out here that say, I don't want to date a woman without a fat. That's the men
don't usually say that.
Yeah,
they do not say that. No, they don't.
Bro,
they smash
yes,
women with
they
fat
do.
booties. They do not. They
Oh my God. Oh my
Anissa,
God.
They smash the women with
Oh
fat
my
booties.
God.
They do
I'm about to
not
get
usually
so mad.
wife the women
Oh
with
my
fat
God.
booties, unless they're just a fit looking fat booty. They do wife those too. So
BBLs get wiped a lot. I don't know what y'all talking about.
BBLs is not getting wiped.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Who?
Oh my God.
Who?
They getting sectioned and hookah.
That's a lie.
That's it.
Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know this woman. But it's just like there's so many women.
No, there's not so many. And that's why you're struggling to name another woman.
So when you say like the dudes get played, is somebody like an Iceberg Slim getting played because his woman out doing something?
He
Or is he the
that
one
question
playing?
for me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's for you.
Well, I mean, you already know what happened with Iceberg Slim in the end. He ended up going to jail. And why did
What
he
I'm
go
saying
to
is,
jail?
if
Because
I don't
because
care
he
about the
got
woman
played.
and I'm
The
sending
girl
the women
snitched
out
on him in
to
the
do
end.
whatever, that don't mean I care about them. That just mean the money coming back to me.
What happened to Iceberg Slim in the end? The girl felt bitter because of all of the things she did for him. She felt used, so she turned around and snitched on him, and he ended up going to jail for it.
But that has nothing to do with what you're saying. How he didn't get played. That's a woman getting into her feelings. Meaning the dudes down there, like you said, oh, he didn't have all of these. A lot of they have a name for it in Dominican Republic. It's hanky spanky, hanky panky, spanky panky.
Spanky, yeah.
So it's the dude ain't getting played. That's what his role is. His role is to send the girl out and do it. He don't care. It's not he wifing her up. His thing is go out and make the money. Go use
You're
all
married,
the dudes
correct?
you can. So it's no feelings with him.
You're married, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so what are the things that made you want to say, okay, this is the one right here?
Oh, I had a whole list. So you want me to go through my whole list? For instance,
Before you go through that list, real quick. What a lot of the brothers do, when I'm hearing right now from brother Black Cleaner, is we're taking Western sensibilities and how we do things in the West and trying to force it on the people in Central, South America, wherever they are in the rest of the world.
Correct.
What Brother Fearless is telling you is real talk. Like she might have a dude that she's really into, and she's gonna go out and run some gringo's pocket and bring that money back home, not only to him, but to mom and dad and everything else. I remember when I first time I went down to Aruba, and this was back in the late 90s, right? The red light district was run by the Colombians. And we would, like, the finest women on the island, turned out there was, Colombians working in the red light districts. So I would talk to the girls like, why are you doing this? And they're like, my brother or my uncle or my dad got in trouble with the cartel, so I got to work off his debt. That's why I'm here. Right? And the whole family talked her into coming up here and doing it. Americans ain't doing that. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
That's not
go
true.
ahead, Brother Fearless. I'm just letting you know.
No, the same thing. What you're saying is, I met the Venezuelans in DR, and they family know it's not a secret. They supporting the entire family, so it's not a thing. This is what I do for work, and this is how we support the family. So it's never I'm getting played. It's we playing you. we trying to get you as much as we can, and the method to get you is through sexual means. That's how we doing it. And it's families that do it.
Understood. And to your point, I agree with you. But at the same time, to who was that? BMT's point, we've been doing that. I mean, if you look at after Reconstruction, the all the way up to the Black exploitation era, it was our sisters and our grandmothers and everybody who was out there doing all of that, what the sisters was doing, because we didn't have the social or the government safety net that we have now. When there was Jim Crow and all of that going on, and we wasn't able to get those government benefits, we was just like the Latinas and the Asians that's out there in the red light districts getting the money, because we had no other way to do it. So this game isn't nothing new.
If I could jump in there though, fam, I was born, in the 70s. I'm in my mid 50s, and no one in my mom's generation or my generation or the generations that come behind me will be encouraged to be sex workers. And there's no way but again, like I'm not discrediting what you said. I'm pretty sure that was the case back in the day, but I'm talking about what's going on right now. And it's not the same here in the US or anywhere in the Western world, to be honest with that. If a woman is in sex work, she's going to be shamed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we have a lot of Magic Cities and Blue Flames all up in Atlanta, and we also got the OF market.
But
so,
that's now.
I mean,
We're
it's
talking
just
about back in
modern
the
day sex
generation.
work.
and
We're
they're
talking
shame.
about back in the generations that you just
No,
brought
we're
up.
talking about
That
no,
was
Ronnie. We're talking about right now today. Those women at Tootsie's and Booby Trap and you know what I
No,
mean,
they don't
the
even want to
Pink
work
Pony.
for nobody. They're on OnlyFans,
But
Fansly. They run their own games.
But hear me out, Ronnie. They're ashamed for it, and they know it. They're ashamed. They're not held in high esteem by their family, and that's the whole point. Whereas Maria and them, right, and those women run a game in all these countries we're talking about, be it Central and South America, be it Southeast Asia. They're bringing in the money for the family. The whole family's like, thank you. It's a different thing. They're not held in low esteem, and they're not being shamed for it. That's the point we're making. It's a different type of game.
No, some of them are.
survival.
Some of them are. Hold on. Some of them are. Some of them come from a classism system where if they did those things, they would be disowned. But you're talking about the low income or very, very poor that encourage those type of things that happen. But if you're in a certain class of personality, you're not. And that's the same thing in the United States. Hold on.
But Ronnie, isn't that the class we're talking about?
In the United States, if you come from a wealthy family and they found out you were doing OnlyFans in the United States, they would disown them. There is an honor system in certain cultures, even our own, based on wealth. That's the whole thing. You're missing the denominator.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Ron. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm trying to keep us on mission. Come on now, Marine. Trying to keep you on mission, right? Aren't we talking about? We're talking about the women. We're not talking about the 1%ers and the 20%ers. We're down here talking about what's at the bottom, right? That's what we're talking about, the sex workers. And here in America, if you come from a middle class, no one wants to be called poor anymore. So everybody's middle class, right? Upper middle, bottom middle. But it either if you ain't in the top 20%, you really ain't got it in America. I'm just that wealth gap is there. So if you're with a family in America and y'all in the hood, right? And Riri is your daughter, and Riri is out on the block banging dudes for $20 or whatever, or Riri down at the Spearmint Rhino. Riri is shamed. Even though they might take her money, she's still shamed for it. That's all I'm saying. That's not the case, and that's not the case in most of these countries.
I think it's the opposite. I'm sorry to disagree.
I believe it is.
I think it's the opposite. I think in the United States, we actually encourage that. And I don't think it has anything to do with class. You can have people who make money who are fine with being that, and they have no issue saying, "This is what I do." You can have somebody like a Cardi B saying, "Oh, I drug them. Yeah, I make money. I do it." Where I think in the other countries, it's unless it's in your immediate family and they know, it's still shame. Where they go to other places. They go to other cities.
That's it.
And they do it in secret.
That's it. And my story to follow up behind that deal is even when I was in the military, Olongapo is not that big of a city. And that's right next to Subic Bay where we poured in. And that's the Navy and the Marine Corps and so on, right? That place, Olongapo, was like Las Vegas. Okay. They didn't stock a lot of people, but they knew when the ships were coming into port. And they would balloon that city up with all these province girls that came in from the provinces to make their money from the sailors that came in for whatever time they were in there, and they would work those bars. They would take that money and go back home. They went somewhere else, so they would not be shamed because they were in their own towns. Now, the families might know, or one person in the family might know, but the whole town didn't know because they went somewhere else to make their money and do their dirt. You get what I'm saying? So they kept it separate. It's not bragged about, but it's a quiet secret. Like you had that aunt or uncle, like I brought up earlier, that had that secret that was going on. Either they were gay, they did something to another family member, and it was always told to be hushed up about. Don't speak on it. And whoever had that trauma just dealt with the trauma, but they protected the family. You get what I'm saying? It was like that. And it's like that here and other cultures too. It's quiet as kept. You get what I'm saying? Don't talk about it amongst everybody else because there's a gossip culture in a lot of these countries. That word gets out about what you're doing to make your money, and you still shamed. Overall, the whole family name is now shamed.
But on his defense, Ronan, sometime in those places, it's a family event.
It's a traditional thing. Yeah, each family is
it's their
raised.
whole
Family
family.
operation, bro.
Yeah,
It's a family operation.
Their mom and them is
they're known
condoning
for it. Yeah,
that
their
behavior.
family is known for that behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would definitely like to switch it up a little bit because I mean we can agree to disagree on that. I will say that here in the U.S. that women who do OF and girls who dance in the clubs and adult film stars and all that, they're still shamed by their family. I have yet to come across a family or a mother or father who's bragged to me about their, you know what I mean, sex worker
About their daughter
child.
making millions
All
of
right,
dollars.
here's what I say to you,
Turned
DL.
18.
I think where the difference is, where you may be true with that, they may be shamed by their family, but I don't think they are shamed by society. I think
Society
they
is
get
definitely changing. Society is definitely changing.
It's like, oh, that's what I do. Yeah, I make. Not only that, if I can say, oh, I make $1 million a year showing my ass, that's the status symbol. So what you do doesn't mean anything because I've given the money superseded everything else you're talking about.
Yeah, how many girls went public when she turned 18 and went to OF, and next thing you know, she blew up 30 million on within 4 days of opening up an OF page because she was popular. But real quick, let me open up the panel for Financial Frontier. To continue the topic. Welcome.
Good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Yeah, what's good? What's going on, fellas?
All right, we can continue the conversation, DL. I know you had a point, and then Frontier, if you wanted to jump in, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and I hope this point doesn't get lost. This is why I really like this conversation. The guys in America, right? These dudes in America who like invisible men couldn't get anywhere, like, you know, because they're saying all women want money, this and that, all that, whatever. So they refuse to even try. No game having dudes. Go down to a place like Colombia and they get to be with the most beautiful woman they've ever seen in their life, right? And they don't have a problem paying for it. But the problem is they don't understand what's going on, like the game. They don't have a true understanding, and they fall in love. Just like old boy that was on the video. He fell in love with Shorty. Like, come on, man. What are you doing, son? And you old. He looks older than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you should know better. And then the other guy who was complaining about, oh, I'm going to cook for you. Won't you come on over here? He's trying to run that Rico Suave game. And she's like, yeah, how much? How much you going to pay me to come over? Like, because and he's getting mad. I'm like, bro, she just told you what she about. The game dictates, like, oh, now you know, like, move on. Like, okay, shoot, my bad. Hey, my bad, sis. I'm not trying to be your client. I was trying to be your friend, but thanks for establishing things for me. I'll hit you up when I need you.
Like, move on. Take that no and move to the yes. You know what I'm saying? But you always trying to cook for these women from country to country. Stop that shit, man. That's
his game. If he wants to run that game, that's his game, bro. If that's what he wants to do, I ain't mad at that part. But don't be falling in love and don't, you know what I mean? Like, pay attention to what they're giving you. There are some women who would appreciate that. You want to show your cooking skills? Cool, but you can't be meeting her down where all the, you know what I'm saying, the girls in the game are. You can't go down to, you know what I mean?
Cook you dinner, and I'm going to win you off the streets for cooking you a meal. Come on, Pierce. I mean, Financial, jump up in here, man. I know you got something to say, bro. I don't know if you over there doing business right now and you trying to close a deal. You making a trade or something? What's going on, man?
Nah. Yeah, right. No. I was just listening, peeping in. But yeah, I mean, shout outs to the guys who want to do that. I kind of look at the market as there's all type of buyers in the market. Some people are willing to buy a property and they only looking for about a 4% return because they're a hedge fund. Some people want more than that because they're working their way up from the bottom to the top. Some people just don't care. Some people just want it because they want it. There's some specific reason, right? Like, hey, like we said before, remember in Austin, people said, hey, man, I'll name my firstborn child and do $100,000 over accent. I don't want no inspections and no contingency. People make wild deals. So I just let the market do what it do. Because at the end of the day, I can't say nothing to that guy. He's going to do what he wants to do. You ever had a guy who was so in love, how she got me? There was nothing you could say to him to change his mindset. People want to do what they want to do, and then on the back end act like victims. That's men and women. So at the end of the day, there's no such thing as victims, but just volunteers. They go where they want to go because there's reasons. There's a reason why people come here to Thailand and go to the bar. All these women in university, all over the place at 7-Eleven. No, they go specifically to the bar because those girls can't say no. Those girls have to give you some attention. And from there, they can work their game. And now we see it and say that's crazy. But, you know, I look the way I look. I'm charismatic, so I can get what I can, and he can't. He might not want to do the work. And so it is what it is.
So let's round it around. Let's go back to the beginning. Are men being used, or are they ignoring the red flags for whatever reasons that they have within themselves internally? Trauma, because that's the best thing could ever get. Whatever it is. What is it? Are they being used,
Ignore,
or are they totally going in there oblivious to it? Go ahead.
Ignore and use. I say it's both, because at the end of the day, right, everybody's used. I get used by my ling ling over here in the kitchen. She used me and I use her. And it's getting misused and abused. Kanye said this a long time, and thank you, and you're welcome. It's about being misused and abused. And if you're useless, then you're useless to everybody. So everybody uses everybody. It's about abusing that. But some people want to get abused because that's what construct they're coming from. They need to heal. They need to do, I don't know, talk to a doctor. But at the end of the day, I think everybody makes their deals and they ignore the red flags. Yes. Right? Or they try to turn red into green. It's not so much they're ignoring them. They're trying to convert flags too. Like, you know, we can work with that. So it is
it's like
what
buying
it
a
is.
fixer-upper.
These dudes are trying to get love, man.
These
dudes, these young, a lot of these guys, man, they want to be with someone. They're trying to find the woman of their dreams. Like Fearless showed the picture of homegirl down there. What was that? Cartagena, beautiful woman, by the way. You saw the dude who put a ring on her. Like he said, he knew exactly what he was doing. Like there's no question as to what was going on. That guy ain't getting played, and he knows what she's doing. Of course he does. You know what I mean? But he's willing to put up with it because he's getting what he wants out of it. I just tell these guys, man, like, yo, keep your feelings to yourself, man. If you're really looking for true love, you in the wrong spot. I'm not saying you're in the wrong country, but you're in the wrong spot in that country, man. You need to travel out a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, get out of Parque Lejeres down there in Medellin. You know what I mean? Try to get out somewhere else.
You can say, DL, men are the new women and women are the new men. Shout outs to the women.
Wow.
They want to go out here and live their life. They want to out here build up their career, build out opportunities. And early on, they're not thinking about that. I'm not saying that's good or bad. That's their choice. They got free will. Men, they want to fall in love. They want somebody to love. And so men are the new women and women are the new men. They just swap positions. That's all.
I got a question. Do y'all believe this woman and what she's saying right here?
You know, one question I get asked a ton is if I would ever date an African American man or if I ever been with one. And my answer is it's not for me. Unfortunately, it's not for me. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. It's not. We don't like you guys, okay? African American are the least desirable to date in the whole US, okay? A lot of people won't make a video about this because they feel like they're gonna get a lot of hate and they're afraid to hurt people's feelings. But I'm here to tell you, I don't care about your feelings. I care about the truth and being honest. That's it. Okay? So take it however you want. That's the feedback that I have for you today.
All right, I'm gonna say something about. I'm gonna say something about this.
Hold on. A lot of guys are running around to every country saying that they don't like black men. Y'all believe that shit, or you don't?
Look. I bet. Look, I'm from Miami. I bet more than like she's Cuban. Cubanish. I'm getting Cuban vibes from her. Mm-hmm. Look, she's average at best. And the thing is, it's like when people do videos like this, it's all bullshit. So it's like, don't believe the shit that she says. I mean, yes, people have their preference, but at the end of the day, man, water seeks its own level, man. You're gonna attract what you attract. It could be someone within your race or outside your race. But girls like her, dude, she's nothing.
Yeah. I'm gonna say she's Venezuelan.
Like nothing. I'm like, that's the thing. Like being raised in Miami, went to school in Miami, traveled all over the United States, overseas, whatever. You realize, like, at the end of the day, man, women are women. They're gonna have their own preference in certain things. They're gonna like what they're gonna like. Like, I don't expect every woman to like me. Fuck it, shit. I don't give a fuck. And that's the mindset that a man need to have. Like, don't chase after women that don't want you. The problem is dudes have this shit in their head, like they want to chase after women that want them, that don't want them. Seek the women that want you, man. Work on yourself. get your money up, get your body game on point, and go out there and live your best life, man. And whatever happens, happens. If you're chasing after bitches that don't want you, man, that's where the headache comes, man. That's all I got to say. I'm going to stay quiet again.
Go ahead, Dio.
I mean, I was thinking she might be Venezuelan. I guarantee you she done had a couple Pookie and Ray Rays all up in that little fine ass Latina booty. I know she has, you know what I mean? So she's saying all that for clicks and likes and whatnot.
But do you think she had trauma from it or something? Maybe that's what it is. She knows.
I'm not saying trauma. I'm not saying trauma, anything. There's nothing that. She's trying to get clicks and likes. That's going to get engagement. We looking at it. You know what I'm saying? You got us demonetized with that reggaeton playing in the background. Come on, Ronnie. You know better.
You can, hey, you don't like her statement, you can blink it out. You already know. You can wipe that whole freaking video out and still.
I like her statement. It's just the music, the demonetization part. But no, she's just talking. She wants to get clicks. She wants to get likes. She's doing her thing. Okay. Of course she's been with people. And again, are there people out there who think that black men are at the bottom? Sure. You know what I mean? You can go grab some. You can go grab some stats. I don't think black men are at the bottom. I want to say it's Asian men.
We're not. We're absolutely not. But here's another one, and it's funny that you brought it up, an Asian man saying something derogatory.
And I was talking to this woman, and she was telling me about her relationship because she's married, and she is in her early 20s, very pretty, and she's married. So I asked to see a picture of her husband, and he looks like the definition of a passport bro. Very old, very overweight, very chopped. So I asked her, how did they meet? And she just said, I don't want to talk about it. So I apologized and I said, I'm sorry for asking. And she said, no, it's okay. Let's just say I am not happy with this arrangement. So I said, I'm sorry. I take it you don't want to have kids with him, huh? She said, hell no. But he wants kids, so I know eventually I will have to do that. But for now, I'm just not going to think about it. So I asked her, so how do you feel about all this? This must be suffocating for you, huh? And she said, honestly, my situation isn't good, but the money he gives to my family gives us the opportunity to have a better life. So even though I'm unhappy, I have to remember that I'm sacrificing this for my family. But this got me thinking, how do you feel about passport bros? Because yes, on the one hand, they give money to families to give them opportunities, but at the same time too, that relationship dynamic it's essentially like a mail order bride. What do you think?
He used every stereotypical conversation point you could possibly bring up in that conversation. What y'all feel about his perspective?
Absolutely true, but it's been going on for years. I'm sure that the daughter of the England person didn't want to marry into the king of France. She didn't like him. She didn't think he looked good. But marriage was about estate. It was about that. I have a friend of mine, I guess it would be a coworker, that he went over to India for a year. I'm like, why are you going over there? His daughter has to get married. I'm sorry, let me take that back. He has to find a significant person for his daughter. And he's going over there to vet the families. And that's what they do. So it's not like she gets to marry who she wants. They find the family who is compatible, who's going to be with their daughter. And it's a whole vetting process because it's not marrying one person and one person. That's what we do in the United States. In Western cultures, we're marrying for love.
You're marrying into a family.
Yeah, they're marrying for status. They're marrying for a long time. And it's not like I like you and we like each other. Are our families compatible? How is this going to do it? The Arabic princes, they're going to poop all on your girls, but they're not going to marry your girl. They're going to bring somebody else who enhances their family. So
it's a merger.
Exactly, that's how it is.
Yeah, it's a merger. I like Two Tones chat. Two Tone 333. I don't know if you saw that, Ronnie. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we were both wrong. Looks like Shorty's look like she's like Mexican descent living in LA. And if he right, if she from around the block, like you say, I know she done banged some black dudes. I promise you, she done rocked out some Grape Street, some Swan.
That's what I said. They love gangs. She mad at somebody or what?
It's not even trauma, bro.
And the whole thing is, even old boy said it earlier, mejor de la raza.
La raza, yep.
Right. That's the whole thing about improving the race. So there's always going to be a question in in certain cultural families and Latino culture that if you're a darker skinned person, you have less preference as far as the family's acceptance.
So I wanted to add some value. Shout outs to the Asian Dirty Macker. But hey, look,
for sure,
it's cool. You know, that
For
was
sure.
dirty macking, but I'll let it ride because that's what you do. That's your technique.
He's
so
Asian,
I recognize real.
so you got to look at where it's coming from.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't even need to go there, right? But you landed the plane with that. So all right, Dirty Macker, right? Dirty Chan. All right, shout out to Dirty Chan, right? And so with that being said, I would say that cry me a river, because at the end of the day, whoever he was talking to, whatever country, listen, I'm a black male. If I sat up here and played some violin about the lack of opportunities, that's why I'm selling drugs. Most people don't want to hear that. If I even told you I came from Africa, they'd be like, well, that's why your country backward. You need to fix it. But for some reason, this girl just comes along and says she can't do anything else in the entire country but sell that WAP to that guy. That's a lie. She can go out here. There's massive amounts of opportunities in those cultures, in those countries. And if I stand up and say their whole culture does that, they would stand up and say, no, we don't. We mean more than that in Asia. We got things going for ourselves. So I'm not going with that. That girl made a choice. She's not a victim. She's a volunteer. She can go out here and learn mathematics. She could do software engineering. She could do anything in this world. She decided to make her choices in her life, and that guy is actually facilitating opportunities for her, which she can't make for herself. That's her problem. That's number one. Going to the Latino woman, let me accept what she said as true, right? I'm not going to say what she did in her past or not, because I don't know. But here's one thing I know. I don't give a damn. I told black men often, build up your value in this world, and stupid stuff like this is irrelevant. It is extremely irrelevant.
Thank you.
What did we say last time? Be the eagle that elevates. This is crow talk. I don't need other blacks or America to do the macking for me. I am the Mac. I am the value. Yes. So I don't need to lean on my whiteness or my blackness to give me leverage in this thing I call game of life. It's called the character of my content. Now, you did me nothing but a favor and said, because of my skin, you won't rock with me. Thanks for helping me out.
Thank you.
You ain't do nothing but help me out. Because somebody with a different skin color doesn't mean they're going to treat you right. Doesn't mean that they have qualities that you're looking for. So do what you do, and you're going to get your results. Life will deal with you accordingly. But for me, focus on the value of what you do in this life. And people of value will rock with you. You don't know how many times I sat across of a culture from a different place, and the father says, hey, I rock with you. More than the local men, because of what you have done. Not because I got America on my back or because I got black on my skin. It's because they say, I recognize real and what you do out here. I want you to be with my daughter more than anybody else. So damn the culture. I love competence.
I like that.
Even in the family I'm dealing with, they got a wealthy son-in-law right now that's Frenchman. They love me more than they love him. And I haven't even married their daughter yet.
You see it yet? She loves. She smiled when she heard that part. Yeah, she's smiling right now. Here's the thing, though. Like with the guys in the red pill world, the guys in the mental swamp, these dudes, I try to help these guys out. They don't realize how much they lead with their wallets. They don't realize the handicaps that they give themselves. And it blows my mind. And then they get these undesirable results. And again, it's because they didn't put in the work. And they, you lead with your wallet, you got your nose wide open. Like old people would say, man, oh, she got your nose wide open. You all in love. Like, bro, you don't even know this woman, man. Like, what are you doing? And again, where did you meet her? That people these dudes just don't understand. Like, they didn't have a dad or a older brother or uncle or cousins or homies to give them the game. Like, they just don't understand. So, it's one of the things I do right away. I'm like, hey, man, you leave with your wallet. I never leave with my wallet. All right, we're going to go into this strip club. They're like, why you got to go into a strip club? Because these women are the best in America sizing up customers. We're going to go into the strip club. They don't waste their time. They all about money. I'm taking your cash. You're leaving your credit cards in the car. We're going to go in here. And, if you can get a girl to talk to you for 30 minutes. Like she sits down and just talk to you, and you ain't buying her nothing, you ain't paying for nothing, right? And she'll go do a dance or do the stage and come back and still talk to you because you got game. Like, and by game, I mean you know how you have social skills. Hey, bro, I'll give you $50. And if you can't do it, you gotta give me $50. I haven't had to pay out yet because they don't know how to do it. They don't want to put the work in to learn how to be social. And that's where all this comes from. All this content, all these guys are mad and they leave these women alone. All these women are 3 or 4. Some dude, was it O'Shea? Somebody did a video like all the women in Miami are sex workers. That's the most insane thing I ever heard in my life. What? All the women in Miami are sex workers?
All of them.
All of them. Every last one of them.
At the bank.
And that's why I keep saying, man, you got to be careful who you listen to, man. A lot of these guys are just talking out of their ass. They like a lot of people are not going outside touching grass. They just stay stuck on their damn live streams or they're making content, but don't really go outside and really socialize and talk to real people. Like
no, black. They're talking their reality. They ain't talking out there. They talking about their real life stories. That's why when I remember you hear guys will be like, man, girls won't mess with you unless they emotionally attached.
Yeah.
You just told me your story. A girl never messed with you that wasn't emotionally attached. I met the girls didn't even need to know my first name. So at the end of the day, you're just telling me your life story when you say all this stuff. And it's cool. I'm not really trying to shame you about it. I'm just calling it is what it is. Every single girl in the galaxy in this zip code is selling that cat, really? The whole hospital? Like, come on, bro. People out here saving people's lives. But according to
so you over there drinking milk and cookies? Oh, you got milk and cookies over there with your cigar? What you doing over there?
No, brother. I have a mint cigar that I got was specially made for me. And then I got some pistachio Baileys that I found. And I thought it would be a great combination.
Yeah, that's very mild for you because you're not a big drinker. You a cutter.
What was it?
I made
pistachio?
Yeah, this is some pistachio
Irish cream, I guess.
Yeah, so
with the mint cigar. That probably does dance around the palate. That probably dances around the palate pretty well.
Yeah, Bailey's Irish cream.
Because I just got done with my old fashioned with my other ones that I had. So I said, this
you
is
over there doing cigar and liquor pairings. Okay. That's all I had to ask.
That's how you do it.
Go ahead.
Look, but I'm gonna say something to Financial Frontier. This goes back to the conversation we had a few nights ago. I don't know what night that was when that girl came up when she was saying, "Oh, there's a hypergamy in this," and when I said no, that's her reality. You kept saying that no, that's how guys are, and I kept saying no, that is her reality. When she says that guys, a girl mess with a dude with an ankle bracelet and then sleep with him and have another one, that is her reality. And that's what I kept trying to say. And you kind of agreeing with me right now. That's her reality. Not every girl is going to have a dude who has money and then wants to date a dude, and that's the guy she's with, and then has sex with the dude with the ankle bracelet. That's her reality. That's not the reality of everyone. And you just stated the same thing. That's her reality, and that's what I kept trying to state.
Yeah, but what he was also saying was that most women are looking to date a top tier dude who has all of those qualities, and that's all she was saying. Was a lot of times that
incorrect.
There are men.
Look, my wife was just on Andrew's panel where she just do it, and she just gave example. We was just in Dominican. I just left. Her cousin works for the government. She was with a dude who ain't have no money. She gave him $20,000. They just got married. She gave him $20,000 to open up a motorcycle shop, of which start off as a small shop and now has the corner. Minerva, who works for the government, who is a psychologist. What her dude do? I still know he don't do nothing. I don't know what he do, but he don't make as much. No, he worked for an insurance company before he was an Uber dude. So y'all keep saying this like it's true, and I keep saying that's not. And I did this, and I don't have it now. As soon as she said that, the next day, because I'm talking to my wife now, the next day we went because we had to take my daughter to the doctor. What did we do? We interviewed some people on the street, didn't we? Talk louder.
Yes.
And I asked the same question. I said, are there women here who, and I had to do it because there was no translation for hustler and scammer. And at first they just thought, is it a lawyer messing with a dude who just is not on her level. And they said, oh yeah, that happens all the time. I said, well, no, let me do a better translation. And they were like, nah, the women who is in a specific financial area, they not messing with a barrio dude, what we would call a scammer, a hustler.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. So I took it out and I went to the streets and I asked that question with several people, of everybody we met. Every time we went somewhere, I asked the same question. So y'all keep saying it from a Western perspective because y'all see this in the West.
But you know what? Hey, Phyllis.
Disagree on it. And then I didn't say everybody. Could I reply? Because he said to 020, but go ahead. I'll let you. Go ahead, black man.
Yeah, all right.
I was broke. You're missing the point, but go ahead.
No, we got two black men on the panel. We got Black Man Travels and we got Black Man.
Yeah.
All right. I want to share this, right? This past Friday, this recent Friday, went out for the first time in a while. Met up with some friends. We decided to go to MCK in Atlanta, right? MCK got a lot of baddies in that spot, man. We went there to grab some drinks. I go in there, we having drinks. I'm talking. I'm a social butterfly. I like talking to people. I don't care if you're a man, woman, ugly, black, whatever. I'll talk to you. It was a lovely woman sitting by herself. So I'm ordering a drink, and obviously I saw what she was drinking. I said, "Hey, what are you drinking?" Whatever, and we started talking. Next thing we were talking for 45 minutes, and it's like she never ever asked me what I do for them. All I had was a white T-shirt, some jeans, and some Jordans on. She was so involved in the conversation, man. When I told her, yeah, I'm married, I could see the face like, damn, you're taken. So when guys say that, hey, girls looking for guys that got money, this and that, whatever, dude, I had a basic white T-shirt, some jeans, and some Jordans.
But you're also talking about the environment of Atlanta.
That doesn't fucking matter. That doesn't matter.
No,
it is. It does matter.
Hold on.
No, it doesn't.
How tall are you?
I'm 6 feet.
How much do you weigh?
Shit, I dropped, man. I'm about like 260.
6 feet, 260. So you looking like you built kind of like a linebacker a little bit, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that matters.
Okay. She looked at you and was like, "Oh, that's a real man. If I would feel safe when I'm with him." So therefore, yeah, keep talking. I'm interested in what you're saying. Oh, now he got some intelligence about himself. Oh man, I'm kind of liking him.
No, what I'm saying is just like, listen, if you go out and talk and mingle, you never know who you meet. And it's just like, for me,
that. I mean, I'm a person who is like you. I mean, I'm not a social butterfly. I'm a sniper in that regard, where if I go out, I'll chill and then I'll find something that I can warm up to. But the point is that you're being sized up everywhere that you go. To where
that's life. I mean, that's life in general. But
they're looking for the person who can protect them, solve problems, in every conversation, whatever. They're looking at your shoes. They're looking at everything to see, if you are a match. That's all I'm saying.
I would definitely say this.
I want to make my point now.
Go ahead.
Because it was like 8 years ago that Fearless said that. So, no, that's all good. I'm just messing around. Look, I didn't say all. I was bringing that reality to the front street. That is a reality that some do. And guess what? Since I'm so honest, I can say I don't know the numbers. I didn't commit no survey. None of us have. So everybody's out here mostly talking about their experience. And I would say most people are regular people dating regular people from work, because that's where most people meet each other. Then also, most people cheat. And so that's another fact. So whether they're cheating up or down, whether they got a guy who's up and they're cheating down or they're cheating across, I don't know the math on that neither. But I know that's the reality and that's the majority. Most people are cheating. Men and women cheat at the same levels. These are things that we do know. Most couples are breaking up for whatever particular reason, right? And so I understand that there's some class of people who do this, and then there's some class of people who do this. And what I usually try to do is look at the whole entire table and understand it all. Not from my perspective as a man who gets some. I get the cootie cat. And I think it's crazy when guys do X, Y, and Z. I understand it, actually. I understand why the Asian man was dirty macking. It's a good strategy for him. I'm not really hating. He doesn't have the attributes. And it doesn't even only have to be the 6 feet tall and the six figures. It could be charisma. It could be seduction. It could be, and there's so much stuff to it. And it depends on what the girl wants at that time. Because she's a participant. She might be focused in the area where she wants to build out a family, or focused on the area where girls just want to have fun, or she just liberate. I don't know what it is. It's very complex, but I just like to bring all that color into the picture. So when I'm having a conversation, I'm not necessarily saying every girl in the galaxy is looking for the rich guy so she could cheat with the poor guy who ain't got nothing but he's shooting in drive-bys. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just bringing it to the course to say, hey, this is a bigger picture. A lot of people do different things.
You guys, I understand your point, but that's kind of what she was saying. She was putting it as the point. Yeah, I know. She was putting it as the majority, and I was going against that to say, no, that's not how it is. And another thing that she stated was, oh, I go into these parties with millionaires. And I said, you're different. And what makes you different is you have an American passport. If you live there, it would be an entirely different story. The same, and Black Man Travels, I don't mean to put you out there, but you are the dark man on the crew here. I'm sure that have you gone to places in DR when they look at you like, oh, he hates you. He can't come in. And as soon as you speak, like or as soon as you show your passport,
got all up on the camera like what?
You know what?
It becomes a whole different. It becomes a whole different story.
Correct that, because my size, they don't think I'm Haitian. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes, I'm dark skinned, but when they see my size, they don't think I'm Haitian because they think all Haitians are small, skinny. They look a certain way. They're not used to seeing Haitian Americans that were bigger. So it's like when I walk around, no one doesn't know I'm Haitian. They just know I'm black. They assume that I'm American. But once I start speaking Creole, it's like, oh, okay, oh, he's Haitian. But obviously, first thing first, they assume that I'm American because based on my size, I don't fit the so-called Haitian prototype.
Yeah, but I definitely agree with the hypergamy thing. I mean, generally speaking, I would say, yeah, most American women are hypergamous. I'm hypergamous. You feel me? But it doesn't apply the same to me because I'm a man, but I want the best I can get. But I did look it up real quick. I'm like, well, let me just Google it real quick. And it says while some data shows trends of women preferring higher or equal partners, modern American marriage patterns are primarily assortive, which basically means they're marrying partners with equal value, basically. Like they're kind of at their level. They're kind of marrying at their level. But we know the more money a woman makes in America, she wants her husband or they keep using partner all the time, her partner to make what she makes or more. And that's like really hurting women find the kind of, good men. But here's the thing.
Running back that stat. What that stat say?
Well, this is not a stat. I just put it in Google. And it says that modern American marriage patterns are primarily assortive, meaning people mostly partner with equals rather than strictly.
So you're saying they equally yoked. It's not about
how that's what Google is saying. But there is data out there that shows that, women, a lot of women in America are hypergamous. I do tend to agree with that. But
about it.
Correct.
No. But
talk about it.
They talk about it.
Hold on. 1 second. To Fearless point, it's not all women. Just like I said, not all women in Miami are 304s. Not all women are gold diggers. Not all women are hypergamous. There are women out there who will indeed take care of a dude. They'll give them money and stuff like that. But those, it's like, will that relationship work? Who knows? I would say probably not. Long term, women, I don't think women want to take care of a man, but I've seen it. You know what I mean? I've seen it. And to be on the record, I believe most women are hypergamous in America.
All right, now let's get back on the plane because we're talking about overseas. Y'all keep on bringing it back to America. Let's stay out of America because we know what goes on here. Let's get back overseas and what these guys are doing and whether we're ignoring red flags, leaving America, knowing what the fuck is going on here. Just like when you go on vacation, you start doing dangerous shit that you normally don't do, ain't trained for because you're on vacation. Now we're getting lackadaisical with our actions and how we date or look for women because you're on vacation. Everybody's supposed to be welcoming and everything else. Of course, you got a blue passport, you're a fucking target. Let's get real. Let's stay
part of the conversation. I missed that part of the conversation, fellas. I missed that part of the conversation. So now I'm going to complain with y'all.
I think
hypergamy doesn't run like that in foreign countries. They're not like Western women.
And I think how it runs
is the same. It's no different.
No, but here's how I think it is. Those girls say, "Well, man, if I'm gonna date this ugly old dude,
I'm gonna get some
money. I gotta get some money." So that's what it is. So when they come there and a guy isn't attractive, he's overweight, he's old, hasn't taken care of himself, that has no benefit for them. So they looking for some type of benefit.
You know what, man? Let's call out the bullshit, man. You like to talk about hypergamy in the United States. Hypergamy is 10 times worse overseas.
I never said it wasn't.
I'm not, dude. Stop taking this shit personal. I'm not talking to you directly. I'm saying people in general like to say hypergamy in the States, but they don't talk about hypergamy overseas.
That is a general trait of all women globally is hypergamy. That's what's spoken about in every conversation. Is women are natural hypergamists. They're always going to look for the best option, genetically, everything.
Okay, what's the problem with that? What's the problem with that?
I think
you guys take it as a disadvantage because you don't play into it.
No,
and
hold
I'm not
up.
saying you guys, meaning everybody on this panel. I'm saying everybody that's listening. But let me play this real quick.
Wait, before you
do that, Ronnie.
Before you play it,
this is the topic.
I'm gonna put. Hold up 1 second. I'm gonna put. I think he was about to say this, and if I quote you wrong, financial, please help me. And I agree with him. Most women talk about hypergamy, and they say they want that, but most women don't get that. They say, "Oh, I want this rich man. I want this man to make this." But if you look at the majority, they don't get it. They don't get a man who's paying all their bills. They don't get a man where they can't work. They say they want it. And the women who put that as a streamline, that this is my red line, that I got to have a man that's going to take care of me and pay all of this, they single. They single.
Right.
And if you look at that video about old boy having this trouble with the girl that left him for a wealthier dude, and she tried to hook him up with the cousin. If you look at that, if that's the norm, American women wouldn't do that. So we're talking about foreign women. So it's just like it kind of goes to the argument of they're different and overseas. Because here's a woman that's like, I got this guy, I'm gonna keep him. I got this older dude, I'm getting this money, I'm gonna keep him around until I can find something better. Once I find something better, I'm moving on. But he's so nice, he's so sweet. Let me put him on with my cousin so she can get put on. And it kind of works out for them. So American women, I don't see American women doing that. But I know we ain't talking about American women. So hypergamy, we're talking about hypergamy. It sounds like it's different. Is it more of a class thing and less about hypergamous needs and more about moving up in your class, your caste system over there?
But what I'm saying
about survival, and then from survival, it goes into comfortability. Because
what I'm talking
you got
about,
a person who can provide stability. Once you are comfortable, if you don't like, as he said, the person, like he talked about the Asian woman, to the point, they brought stability to the family. But now she's over here, she got the stability. Now she's looking for comfort. She's trying to find that ideal person who can provide the stability and give her what she's looking for. So that's what usually happens. That's how the hypergamy cycle works. It's a step.
Understanding hypergamy and knowledge in it helps you towards this subject. The subject is, are foreign men being used, or we ignore? We're our own problem, but we keep pointing it back at the fucking female. I don't want to talk about the female as much as why are we making these conscious choices to ignore red flags in foreign women? Or are we just being used because we don't see it?
Can I answer that?
Go ahead.
From what I was explaining in the beginning before I got interrupted, and they were saying, I don't believe none of that. And I like to give credit to Andre from Love Crossing Borders, because he always says this. He says there's a difference between a river and a flood, and it's because a river has standards, okay? The reason that these guys is being used is because as soon as they get overseas, okay, and they let go of the standards, and I was bringing up the standards, of having a good presentation, having principles, having purpose, having partnership, okay? Once if they was able to do that, okay, instead of just focusing on how beautiful she is, she got a beautiful presentation, and then letting everything else go, then they wouldn't be getting used. If they was focusing on the ones who met all of those things, then they wouldn't be getting used like that. But what happens is they get overseas. Oh man, she's a bombshell. Okay, is she smart? Does she have good behavior? Is she out here ratchet like that? Does she like you? Is there a bond going on there? If those things are not there, then guess what? You're leading it all the way to destruction. And I'll land there.
All right, let's welcome Drew G to the panel. Welcome to Drew G.
Yo, what's going on, brothers?
Cricket. Go ahead.
What's good?
What's good, man? You're the one that's pointing out the convo is switching back to America and not staying on track.
Yeah.
But I want to play this one short video real quick, and it's a dating coach trying to talk about and using stereotypical addresses on Filipino women.
I've been calling you many times, and then you're still not listening to me. I told you to help me. That you have to listen to.
Okay, so there is 10% of a joke here, but 90% of a problem. Now, we got the joke, pretty funny actually, but did you spot the problem? If you didn't, you might be a part of it. Much like that guy, I actually also live right here in Southeast Asia, but I came here to avoid arguing with disagreeable and combative women with tattoos on top of that. However, I see men like him here all the time. They come here to Southeast Asia and they bring themselves with them. The problem is they are still simps and a lot of times losers who end up dating the same type of combative, ratchet, modernized women with tattoos they could have dated in America. Except a little bit prettier and a little bit younger. So I guess it's worth the trip. The right way to pass per bro, for the lack of a better word, is to actually improve yourself. Like not being a fat fuck and wear clothing of a 9-year-old boy. Then you can attract women who are not loud and combative, but kind, feminine, and submissive. That's the whole point of coming here. And if you want to know how to do that right, go to themillionmanproject.com and see for yourself.
There you go.
Okay.
What y'all feel about his approach and what he's talking about? Obviously, he's selling a course.
Well,
He's not. No. He's not selling the course. He's speaking facts. He's speaking facts. He's speaking.
The guy, the brother that made that video, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get things back on track.
He's not
But
selling
the brother that made that video, I think we all have not even mentioned or we've forgotten that the girl was a freelancer. He left and stayed in contact with her.
Mm-hmm.
Remember? And then came back.
Right.
And then when he found out he couldn't be with her because she had somebody who was paying the kids' school and giving her a stipend, and the stipend is what he couldn't do, then she was like, well, you might be a better fit for my mom. Maybe my mom can get that stipend from you. Then he was like, well, shoot, I don't want those old buns. It was like, well, I'm going to give you to my cousin. She's a freelancer too. So he was just a simp. He was just the worst.
Exactly.
I just I cannot understand for the life of me why he would even make a video like that. And then come out and then even speak against Zoom. Like, hey, you sold me a dream.
Zoom,
Dude,
O'Shea did a show on, did an episode on him. So many people that it got to a point, like I said, I was going to show his original video uncut. And he put it on private before the show.
Yeah, that guy there, I just don't understand it. You move overseas to fall in love with a prostitute and then come back home to keep in touch with her, lose contact with her. I think he said he lost contact with her for a while, and then all of a sudden she showed back up and called him again. And then he comes back over to Southeast Asia, and then this is what happens to him. So, man, we're running into, it's always been there. It's just epidemic of men who deal with a lack of companionship, and they're so needy that they're willing to go for anything that is. And now we're seeing it, girls who are overseas that will present them with like the bullshit they will never deal with here in America, but they're dealing with it over there. You want to stay out all night? Oh, you got to work late? Oh, you giving me pictures of empty bed because you're late at work and you got to do these things late at work? Come on, man. Ridiculousness. But
it's the dude's fault, man. It's the guys. It's 100% the guys, because the guys who are successful ain't making videos and talking about the shit. They just enjoying their life. You know what I mean? It's these dudes again. The guy in the video, the Russian dude or wherever he's from, he made a good point. He's like, look at this guy. This guy's fat. Look how he's dressed. You know what I mean? This dude is just happy to have you know, he made a good point. Like, you got the same type of woman that you was dealing with in America. You go all the way over there to get the same type of woman. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
But you know what though? That's
that?
what Sunshine Shoulders has said plenty of times. 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy. Blind, crippled, or crazy are seriously making that trip out there. Fat, lazy, and they're pulling women.
They're paying for women, which is cool. That's what you want to do.
Right.
It's fine. If that's what you want to do. But, you know, the guys, there are guys out there who know what they're doing. They're having a good time. Like I said, anywhere on the planet. I don't care where you drop me off. You can drop me off in the Philippines, Thailand. I haven't been there yet. You know, been to Korea, like South Korea, Japan, China. You know, you could drop me off in Europe. Wherever you drop me off, I'm going to be all right. Because I have social skills at the end of the day. And that's not even bragging. It's like everyone should have basic social skills. It's like what Black Man Travels was saying. You should be able to go and talk to an attractive woman for an extended period of time and not have to put your keys to your BMW on the counter in front of her, which I think is one of the dumbest things, one of the funniest things I've seen in my life. These dudes, like, you know, you put your keys up there, or, you know, let me buy you a drink, let me do this, let me do that. Well, absolutely. Yep. But my point is, you should be able to have a conversation with anyone, anywhere in the world. And guys need to work on that. These dudes are going to continue to have problems until they work on themselves, no matter where they go.
We got to stop relating back to America, because the first things first, when you're in another country, you're one, American, and two, you got a blue passport. They automatically know you got money and you're at top 10 percentile, most likely from anybody else in their country. They already know they're up when they're having a conversation with you.
But the problem is we don't put the advantages in our court.
That's
we let
the
them
point.
do the advantages.
You know, in your own value when you switch up and go overseas, you still on the same valuation as being in America. That's the difference. You guys don't know how to switch.
My valuation is still the same in America. This is the global price. I don't give a damn. I'll be delusional to these broads. They be looking at me like, you a crazy man. And I'll be like, you damn right. That's how I got here. But I think, again, like you were saying, it's all on the man. He goes over there with the same mentality. He said, you brought yourself. And that's facts. Because I think if you was making them deals stateside, a lot of people like to say it's the states. But it's really you. So when you go overseas and you're in these foreign countries, you're still breaking the same deals. You're the same negotiator. You see the value in whatever it is more than you see the value in yourself. And look, I'm not mad at you. I'm not one of these guys saying I'm out here trying to save you, because nobody can save you but yourself. I'll say what I say, but most of the time you'll disagree and call me a Chad Roan, or call me a Pookie and Ray Ray, or call me the problem of westernization in society. I don't give a damn. You guys always have excuses. So for most men that don't want to do the work, there is no such thing as should, DL. You should be a bum, and you should not have any social skills if you don't work on it. The universe gives you whatever you want. So if you don't work on your social skills, you ain't got them. And if you don't know why that's not going to help you, I don't know, maybe be socially inclined to maybe build a relationship, then okay, you got it. Less competition for me. I ain't tripping. There's enough for us to eat out here. But if you want to play it like that, because I know you are a backstabbing, dirty macker, you're going to get what you do.
Just like what the brother in the video, he said, well, I took her out for a steak dinner. She wanted to go out for steak. Like, wait a minute. She was spending the night out, bro, and you're taking out for a steak dinner?
You're treating her like she didn't do nothing wrong. No consequence.
That's on it. And I don't, you know, the people talking about you got to punish her and this and that. I mean, I guess, man, my thing is you doing something I don't like, I just fade away. I'm not talking to you about it. We ain't got to have no argument over it. I ain't got time for that shit. I see you showing me who you are and I'm out of here. You show me how you see me and I don't like what I'm seeing, I'm out. You know, because again, but I think someone mentioned it. I don't have that mindset is that this is the only woman I can get. You know, I can get any woman I want.
Right. There you go. I think that's the right mindset. Being that's the right mindset. The only one you can get. Because I mean, even like I say, we look at this brother's story. He moves the girl in, paying the rent, paying the electric, paying the cell phone, gives her a new phone, gives her the steaks. Right. She's not spending the night in the house. She's just doing what she wants to do.
Bad behavior or non-participation in a real relationship you can possibly do. What are you training her to do? Take advantage of you. Yeah, you're not training her to jump in line.
I think because when I was watching Mr. Flip Flops, he talked about the Chica lie, where the guys come in there and they're thinking that because they can change the person's lifestyle, that's going to make that person appreciate them more. But really what happens is you change the lifestyle, but you did not change the person. The person
All you did was taught them a sense of entitlement.
Right. Right, I agree because actually, I had this question for Richie Rich one night, him and Chang, and I was saying, a lot of guys they move over to the Philippines and places like that, and they take on all these responsibilities. There's guys who take on the responsibilities of the family and looking out for them and their, everybody's well being. And said, but does that give them a king status of respectability? He said, no. They're gonna keep coming at you and keep bleeding you dry and then if you don't give it up or don't do what they want you to do, they're gonna look at you like you did something wrong to them.
They can do
That's
that.
on the guy.
I don't
That's
give
on
them
the
a
dude.
dang thing. You ain't getting nothing from me, Buster. You better
Exactly.
go out and get a job. You better go out and
Exactly.
build something. You can come to me for some consignment or some advice. I won't charge you an advisory fee. But outside of that, you ain't getting nothing.
Nah, bro.
You
If she
should
adds
owe
value,
me money.
if she
I can't
adds
wait till
value, if
What?
she adds value, it's cool. If I believe she adds
No, I'm
value
saying
to
for
me,
me.
yeah.
I'm saying for me.
Everyone's different. That's my whole point. Everyone's different.
Yeah.
If she adds value, cool. Right? If she keeps her game tight, because I ain't in love with you. I already know what time it is. If I'm dealing with a chick that I met in them places where they in the game, and I choose to deal with her, I know what I'm dealing with. Right? But I
Hey,
take
brother,
that
let me
same
ask you a
mentality.
question then.
Oh, go ahead.
So, if you are overseas, what do you determine as value to, like you're coming over there, like you are the alpha. You're coming over there. What value is she bringing to you in a third world country?
If I'm living in a third world country, what value can she add? Can she
She
type?
ain't draining you.
Can she type? Can she handle some of my emails? Can she read and that she understand English? Right? Can she manage some of my social media? Can she clean the house? Right?
That's what I said.
Right? Can she, can she go buy the groceries and bring the groceries over? Right? There's so many different ways to add value. And then you get to know her.
Exactly.
Like, where's her head right now? Like, oh man, she's pretty sharp. She got some good ideas. Right? She's adding to my brand, quote unquote, what I'm doing. That's value. Now, if my thing is if she's just there to be smashed, you know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. She could do that, but you know what I mean? It's like
You just hired some in-house trim.
When you asked
Which is
me like,
okay.
about my wife and things like that, the first thing I said was, when I evaluated my time and what I did, I said, man, I'm spending 80% of my time doing all the busy work. If I could switch that around, I'd be so much more profitable. So if you can take care of all the things that I just don't that I need, but I'm spending time doing it that I don't want to. I don't want to cook. I don't want to go to the grocery store. I don't want to do laundry. Those are things that need to be done, but those are taking my time where it's not where my time is better spent. So that's what I made sure of.
Yep.
How was your? I mean, when you went down the whole list, where's your daddy at? How did they do it? How was your father in your life, and what skill did he teach you? When we got closer, I looked at her Instagram. Okay, am I ever on your Instagram? And I'm posted all through the Instagram because I want to know, am I a secret? What other value are you doing for me? The one thing, little test that I would do to see how it was. I remember we went to the beach, and they're speaking Spanish, and the guy, he double charged me for something. He's like, and she looked at the bill, and they're speaking Spanish. She's like, hey, this is double charge. And he's like, oh, his thing was, we gonna keep the money. Like basically, I done charged him $50 over. Me and you gonna split it. And she's like, oh,
Right.
no, we don't roll like that. That's not. This is my man, and we don't roll like that. So I look for all of those little things to make sure of. And have I ever had to put my foot down? When we first met, I had to put my foot down. And she knows the story. We went somewhere, and I'm looking at the price of the Presidentes. It was $80 a bottle, and I didn't want to drink. I wanted to go out. When I left out, it was her cousins that was there, and she came out. I counted all the beers, and it came up to 480 pesos, which really is about $8. No money, but it was a principle. When I left out, she said, do you have 500 pesos? For what? Oh, for the drinks. I didn't buy a drink. I didn't get a drink. No. And I had to lay down the law. I said, you do not know what I have in my pocket. Never take me to a place and expect me to buy anything because you don't know where my finances are. That stopped it from any other time. So at the initial point when we first met, I said, don't ever look at my pocket and think I can do something. Don't ever bring me to a place and expect me to be the provider. Don't ever put me in that position, because you always, I'm gonna let you know, you always gonna be disappointed, because I don't care. You talking to a brother who don't, I don't have the ego in the game. You got the wrong person.
What did she leave you? What did she don't want to be?
You know that ain't no problem, bro.
Look, she tried. I will say I love my wife, but she tried to play the game. I remember I was on the plane and I'm on Wi-Fi, and she was talking some crazy, like, oh, I'm coming to see you. Like, since I'm flying over there, that means I have to see her. I said, my plane lands in 45 minutes. I don't have to see you. Let me know now. And she wanted to play the game. And somebody else picked me up from the airport. And she know who the girl is now, because she see the girl's car when we used to go back. Because the girl had a specific type of truck with a tire on the back and something. And she still says something. I said, I'm going to let you know this. I'm never going to be in a position that I'm going to need you. Don't ever think if you leave. And I had to have her watch a movie. I let her watch Heat. And the line that I stopped it on was when he said, never have something that you can't walk away from in 30 seconds or less, as the heat is around the corner. I said, I'm never going to have nothing in my life I can't walk away from. Don't think about it. I don't get attached.
I know
like that.
Line.
I'm sorry.
And the term I use when I talk to these young guys is one of my catchphrases, if you will, is you have a decision to make. Right. So the story that Brother Phyllis just shared with us, that's fire right there. That's how you move as a G. And it's like, well, your woman, you go out with your woman and then she comes looking for this money, trying to basically use you as a wallet or whatever, not talking to you about it. Like, what do you do about it? Like, hey, man, you got a decision to make. Brother Phyllis chose to square her away. This is what we're doing. This is what it is. Let's not have this talk again. And it seems to be working really well. Shout out to him. But he had a decision to make. A lot of dudes in the same situation, they don't say nothing. They just 500 pesos.
He holding on like the iron fist. Oh my God!
Hey, wait a minute. I just want to get the end of that story. So, Fearless, how did they handle that bill?
Oh, this shit! I don't know how they handled it. I wouldn't handle it. That was not my response. And here's the thing: I had the money.
The door and just stand there and wait. Everything situated. Yeah,
it was
good.
It was not about the money. I had the money. I just had to let you know that if we go,
don't expect it.
You got to ask me before anything. Ask me. Like, if you say, hey, can we take them out, or can we take my cousins out? Can you do that? Don't expect me to take care of something. Never. And
it's
to this day, she is straight up on that. There's no expectation. Yeah. I mean, to the fact now where I have to, like, she was sitting here and I was like, hey, I know your season is starting. And she's like, well, how much money can I spend on these clothes? Oh, no limit. Because she's very conscious about my money.
Wait,
go ahead.
How you didn't know the end of that story?
Hell no, man. I guess you don't know me, brother.
I thought Phil was gonna say
you listen to us how long and you don't know the answer.
Don't ever tell me to do that. But
she know me from here. I remember there was a time I was out and I met a girl. Beaut, man, look fine. And this is American chick. She fine. I was out somewhere. I'm sorry. We met. She went out to eat. And then she said, hey, I'm near where you were at. I said, oh, I'm going to come by. Let me take a shower. I'm going to come see you. Went out to see her. Conversation is fire. Everything I could say in a woman. You know how you say that's my type? Body, personality, everything. But I was there a little late. I just ordered me some ice water with a lemon. When the bill came, she's like, you got this? Like, what? I mean, it's like $60. I just got the ice water. What do you mean? And she was like, well, and I tried to even save it because I said, look, I didn't invite you out. You were already here. If I invite you out, I have no issue in taking care of the bill. But I just showed up. She's like, well, if you don't take care of this, there won't be a second date. Well, I bid you a good night.
I didn't know we were on a date.
Yeah, I bid you a good night. It was very nice meeting you because I already know if I pay for it, there's not going to be a second date. And if I don't, there's not going to be a second date. There's no issue. I'm good.
Yeah. So what do I say in those situations? He had a decision to make. He had a decision to make. And he made the right one. And he made the right decision.
You know, the crazy thing is, it was a white dude. Look, when I used to work, this is when I was young, it was a white dude who kind of taught me this. Because I was like, man, when I was a little younger, I was not naive. I was just like, man, I don't want the drama. This in my, early 20s. And it was a white dude I worked with, man. He said this girl invited him out. This is a Red Lobster. They was getting their biscuits and everything. He said that it was a double date. He's with a girl. She's with her people. And the girl he was with was ordering all this crazy stuff. And she had the nerve. When her friend said, her friend was like, girl, why you ordering all of this? And she's like, oh, he got it. He said, man, I went down there. I enjoyed my meal. I ate good. I talked that shit. And then I used the restroom. And I paid the waitress. And then I left. And about 10 minutes later, she called me and she was like, that was a good move. Like she respected the game. Because he left out on the check. He wasn't paying it. And the only reason I say that is I never expected that from a white dude. You know, white dudes are kind of gullible. They're going to take care of the beat. He's like, fuck that. I wasn't going to see her again anyway. I said,
not the so-called Giga Chads. Not the so-called Giga Chads. One second. I say this now because it's relevant because we see it on social media all the time. But this is 35 years ago. There was no social media. There wasn't anything like that. It was just word of mouth. So it was entirely different. Go ahead.
How many of us are dating women that would take advantage of you like that right off the bat? I don't meet women like that. I don't meet women that invite her friends and expect me to pay for her friend. Never did. I never ran into that issue ever with the type of women I dated and the ones I was interested in. I don't know what kind of women are out here and why y'all are so attracted to them. The minute she's even had a friend show up, there's a conversation being had. Who the fuck is this and why are they sitting here? I invited you out. But I ain't never had to run into that fucking issue because I never had a woman that thinks they could take advantage of inviting other people to a meeting I invited her to.
Because you're talking about usually, but usually that happens on the first dates, like when they meet somebody. And the guy is so interested in this girl,
he trying to smash
aside.
Yeah, not just trying to smash. Like, you know, if you're dealing with like, you know, on a scale of 0 to 10, if you're dealing with the 8s, the 9s, and the 10s, top of the scale, I would just making up numbers. I would say at least 70-75% of those women gonna try some shit like that at some point. They might not do it.
Have y'all had that problem? Besides for Fearless admitting to saying something like that or having that situation, have you guys run into that situation with the women you dated in your past?
I've never had that situation where she's.
I've had those situations, not where they bring them, but I've had girls, hood girls say bitch, she say she can't eat McDonald's. Chick, I know you eat fucking McDonald's. Don't try that on me. You eat your kids got Happy Meals. Like you too. Mm-hmm. When a girl says they too good to go to a certain restaurant with you, but if they had to spend their money, they would be at that same restaurant. This is what I tell you. I got the perfect example. This is in DR Canal. I like this place called Provocon. It's not even like an expensive place, man. They just give you this rotisserie chicken. They give you like this, right? I like the flavor of it. It's not an expensive restaurant. I just like it. And I've invited girls there. They're like, Provocon? This is what I eat. To me, it doesn't matter the money, the ambiance. I like the food. If you can't go, and I'm going. You don't have to eat. That's fine with me. I'm going to enjoy this Provocon chicken with my avocado. Don't come.
There's a lot of women out there, and Brother Phyllis is talking about what was going on 30, 35 years ago. They was doing this shit back
which
in the
is
day.
insane to me. I never ran into that.
No, they were doing this shit back in the day, bro. Like, I'm from Cincinnati, man. They was doing this shit in the hood. They would try you now. It doesn't mean like, you know, how you handle the situation says a lot about you, because then they friends will come back and be telling you like, oh yeah, we know not to do that with you. How you know? Because they talk. But anyway,
the whole thing is I dated those same hood chicks. I dated those same hood chicks, but they never tried that shit with me.
Because you're a Marine.
It has nothing to do with being a Marine, being a fucking light-skinned mother. I just never had a woman feel that comfortable, even coming out of the hood and me bringing them to wherever I was in my life at that point in time, felt comfortable to invite a friend without
people are going to try who they feel they can get away with it. I remember.
But you know what, though? I think when you think about kind of like what we are, our age-wise, I think a lot of us probably didn't experience that, because it would have been a situation like, hey, you know, let's double date, you know, I'll bring my boy, he can hook up with your girl, or vice versa, whatever. It was always, if there was gonna be a third person to y'all, you gonna get somebody to hook up with her.
No, but I've experienced that. Never on a date that I've gone out with. Example. Like I might have been at the bar and buy a girl a drink, and then her girl is like sitting there with no drink, and she like, "You gonna get my girl a drink?" I don't know your girl. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm not trying to talk to your girl. So they try to weave it in other ways that's not direct.
But my thing is, what I'm saying is, and I'll say it like this chick told me that is from the hood. She goes, "Alex, you're real smart. You're book smart and everything. Good looking guy, but you're real dumb to life." She used to say that. But even in that aspect of my young life and being the nice guy and whatever, they were protective of me. They wouldn't let me be taken advantage of. You get what I'm saying? They would never try to run game on me, even though they knew I was stupid to life.
But hold up, are these girls
because
that
of my
you
inexperience, they still were protective of me, that they would not subject me to their friends to be taken advantage of.
But
I don't understand why a woman would set you up like that.
There's a difference, Ronin.
It's not a setup. It's not a setup, Ronin.
Yeah, I'm not talking about girls that you have experience with. I'm talking about the girls you just meet, who they don't know, and they're going to try to test you.
Yeah, strangers.
And sometimes it's smart or mentality. I'm going to talk to my man DL Saint. I brought this up, and this is about our culture. I know I'm going off a little bit. Where in Cincinnati you from?
Avondale.
Oh shit, you the right person I need to talk to. This is how dumb our culture is. This is how dumb our culture is. I knew some people that live right in Avondale, the A1, baby.
Yes, sir.
I even go a little bit further in Walnut Hills, where I would say
5 Point.
Yeah, well, I would say, look, there were girls that I knew. This is how I know the fucking hood mentality. And this time, I'm gonna tell you how cheap the rent was. Say they was paying $500 in Walnut Hills, and I would tell people, man, if you drove down Martin Luther King turned into Hyde Park, and in Hyde Park you could get the rent. You would go from a $30,000 house to a $3 million house in a 30-second drive. And I would say, look, you can afford the rent. The renters over there is like $550 in a better neighborhood, better schools. But the black people were so scared to move 30 seconds away because they were just uncomfortable in being there. They was uncomfortable in being in a white neighborhood where people made money. And I say that to say this. Sometimes us as black people, even when we go out of the country, we can go to nice places. We can stay in nice places and be in progressive places. But we go out of the country to be in the hood and talk to the same fucking hood girls, which I don't understand. And I'm talking to these chicks, and I'm like, you can move to a better neighborhood. It's cost you $50 more a month. You spend that on your nails. And they won't do it because they comfortable in the hood they at.
Oh, speaking of which, go ahead and bring up your point about old girl. Because isn't that the reason why this is coming around full circle?
So I was just in DR, and the girl Mariah, whenever you on a thread, you see somebody's thread. The girl Mariah was saying, why are all the cute guys in Santo Domingo Este? They cute, but they broke. They poor. But all the guys over there in
Santo Domingo Este is a poor area.
Yeah, but that's where she's staying at. She's saying, why all the
that's
poor
a poor
dudes?
Area.
Yeah, she's saying, why all the poor dudes over here? They broke, but they fine. I went over to the other side. That's where the rich guys are, but they not cute. And my thing was, when I told Ronin, I showed Ronin this when I was out, and I showed him where I'm staying at because I'm across the river in the rich neighborhood. And I said, this is crazy, man. This girl went 2,000 miles to stay in the hood.
She in the hood.
Be around hood people. And she talking about passport bros. She's doing the same thing as a female that the males do, and she doesn't see it. She wants to be around all these cute dudes. They shooting, they shot, they all this. They all broke.
Plus, she's too big. They don't like big girls like that.
Yeah. But for her, passport.
She's not gonna say. She ain't gonna say that out loud.
No, she's big. She's fat.
But it's
I know. I've seen her. I've seen her. No knee having that
mentality. I don't never seen. Talking about. She got them knees on. Well, she ain't got
no knees.
Yeah, she got no knees.
You mean no ankle?
That's that same thing that these dudes do. They go all these areas to only speak to these type of girls. And I'm like, why would you do that? And I've learned that it's a fear. It's a fear that you out of your social element. You feel comfortable in that element. You feel comfortable amongst those people because that's what you're accustomed to. And so the guy got what he got is because that's what he used to.
And real talk, I think the best thing I ever did in my life was leave Cincinnati. Like, you know, I was always the guy in my crew that would go to the other parts of town. Like you know what I'm saying? I was on the west side, you know what I'm saying, with the white boys, or like I was in the High Park, Amberley Village, you know what I mean, going out to like Fairfield. I was always the one who would go out. And as soon as the first chance I got, I left. You know, I left the city, I left the state. And learning how to network and get into different bubbles really helped me. I don't understand this. The only hood I'll go to is mine. And even now, I don't go to Avondale now. It's too crazy. These young kids out their damn mind, bro.
No, I tried to tell him, brother. When I stayed, I said, look, man, y'all don't own nothing here. And I seen the plans when Children's Hospital was coming there. I said, man, bro, and what I'm gonna tell you about his neighborhood, Avondale, because it's the same as Walnut Hills.
Mm-hmm.
You have some of the biggest houses that you've ever seen. I'm talking about 5,000 square foot German built brick houses.
Mm-hmm. Still there.
The people that lived there were, you know, they were white and they moved out to the suburbs. And then all of a sudden they want to come back. And I said, brother, y'all don't own anything. Y'all rent. They're going to get rid of you because they're going to take these houses that you're going to sell for $25,000. They're going to put $150,000 in them. And they're going to be $1 million houses. And none of them would listen. They would do the same thing because they felt comfortable in the hood. That's where their element was.
Didn't own anything. That's one of my biggest regrets is I didn't buy when I was younger. You know, coming out in 94, being a vet, I could have bought, and this is no bullshit, like between Avondale, Bond Hill, like all the hoods, I probably could have bought 12 properties. Because you got to understand, I could have bought a 4-family in 1995. I could have bought a 4-family on Blair, like, you know, like around the corner from my street. I could have bought a 4-family of 4 doors. It would have cost me maybe 30 grand, maybe. Some of them, they had programmed, not to change the subject. We'll get back on what we were talking about, but there was a time when they would give you the house for $1.
Oh, I bought one. What you talking about? I bought one on Lincoln Avenue. I was living next to a Washington Limousine, the dude Washington. I bought the house that Thompson Hall Jordan. They had one down. It's a funeral, big black funeral.
Big funeral chain. Yep.
I bought him. Matter of fact, when I stayed, he was a city councilman. He stayed next to me. I bought him. I only say this to say I know we kind of got off, but I'm gonna steer it back. A lot of guys
in Cincinnati now.
Yeah, a lot of guys that go overseas, they bring this mentality. Whether you a simp mentality, whether you don't have any type of social skill mentality, and they expect a different result when you go somewhere. And if you have not worked on yourself or you have not done something different, you're going to get the same thing. You're going to meet the same women.
Yep.
And then expect something different. That doesn't happen.
Only thing that saves you is you ain't got to deal with, you know, like the whole American family court system. You know, you dealing with the system over there unless they can figure out how to get, you know, some American jurisdiction.
Oh, these dudes are dumb enough to give their names up and social security numbers and everything. They'll get tracked back to America.
I would also say, like, the trend of this happening, let's say, like, it's going to continue to happen overseas, especially for foreign men, because that's who you guys are. America is the way it is because American men are the way they are, period. So it is what it is. America didn't create itself, meaning like the soil didn't change women, the mountaintops, none of that. It was just people. Most of it, everything is people. Even when you say the government, it's full of real people. It's not robots. So at the end of the day, the men created that type of infrastructure. So even if they run from it, because they're getting burnt by it, right? Martin Luther King type stuff, the house is burning. And so they try to run from it. They're going to go over into the next country and create it. Ronin, I know you've seen it. Thai girls or Filipino girls trying to hold their culture and treat a man in a particular way. And it's the Western men saying, don't do that. You're not a second-class citizen. Don't bow to me. Don't wash my feet. Wash my goddamn feet. I'll hold the line.
I want you to change. No, don't change shit. Matter of fact, my girl tried to do something. I said, no, I ain't trying to marry a Western girl. I'm trying to marry somebody from this culture. I don't need you to convert to something else.
I don't
who
need you doing the
are.
nay-nay. I don't need you doing the nay-nay. I don't want
Hey,
to
she ain't got
I'll
no
need you
rhythm to
associating with
hey,
me.
she ain't got no rhythm to drop it like it's hot to twerk. And I said, I don't even want you to learn that shit. Look as awkward as you want to be. Shit. I don't give a
Don't do
fuck.
the nay-nay. Don't talk the nay-nay.
So my question then is, what happened to our culture? I know that the Financial Frontier always says America's the greatest. So I'm gonna push
on
back.
earth. On earth.
So I'm gonna push back on that. Do you think we the greatest when it comes to?
Here we go with this conversation.
No, with the dating aspect. You think
No,
we
I think
Fearless,
Fearless, it's not just America. I think O2O.
Western culture?
I think he'd already said it's Western. It could be Australian
I didn't
guys
say
that
that.
getting
I
run
didn't
through.
say
It's
that. That's
British.
you, Drew. I
It's
didn't say
British.
that.
I'll say it. It's Western
everyone.
culture. Yeah, Australia,
It's
New
Western
Zealand,
culture,
UK,
the lack of
a lot
morals and
Europe.
ethics.
No,
it's a lack of morals and ethics in the Western culture that has relaxed in so many ways where there is no such thing as shame anymore.
Yeah,
There's
I don't
no
know
such
about all
thing as
that.
loyalty. There's no such thing as a lot of things that used to be the establishment or the base of what the United States stood for. That's all been eroded over time.
I mean, there's
But
a little bit of
it's
that
just
in there,
happening
Ronin.
to Western men all over.
It's because of men. Y'all don't want it anyway. So let's cut it out, man. Stop it. The same thing is happening in China. The same thing is happening in Japan. Y'all keep saying Western, and you think shame's going to help? Japan has one of the best places of shame. There is no better example of shame society than Japan. But the girls are still not mating with the guys, and the guys aren't mating with the girls. That's a reality. Not from O2O, but the government of
But
Japan.
the reality over
They
there,
can't get people to
O2O,
mate.
listen, the reality over there too, O2O, is the fact that the morality has changed in the women. Okay, there used to be a culture of geisha, but all women weren't loose. Okay,
Ronin, I think
you know, hey guys, you know, Roland, everything he blames everything on America, man. So
Yeah, I'm about to say, you see how
America's bad, everyone else good.
Wait. I didn't say America.
The geisha.
I didn't say. Listen. I didn't say America. I said shame. I said morals and ethics. Morality wise, women are looser even in Japan than they used to be.
But Ronin, I mean, I hear what you're saying to an extent, but where was the shame when they were, lynching our ancestors, bro? Where was the shame when they was doing what they was doing? But my point is this. America was never that shiny house on the hill, right? But I think what it was is we had family. I think there's been erosion in the family unit in America across the board. That's what I think it is. I would point to that more than I would point. I'm just saying I would point to that. That's where your morals are going to come from, isn't that where your morals going to come from?
Your
mom and dad.
You think? Wait, hold on. You think Africa got good families, or ever had good families?
Do I think Africa ever had good families? No, I'm talking about America right now. You asking me?
I'm asking
what's
you.
going
I'm just
on?
asking you a question.
No, I'm talking to Ronin's point about morals. And I'm saying, okay, I can give that argument a little bit, the morals and the shame a little bit. But my thing, I think, is more of like I think someone said, maybe it was Fearless. Someone said it today. Like more women are getting praised for being loose, and you don't need a man, and like the feminist ideals.
Why would that be? And why would
it would be harder? It would be harder to get that message out if mom and dad and grandma and granddad were involved. Because the morals I was able to hold on to.
Granddad and grandma? Damn.
No, I'm saying if you have access.
They old as hell. They could barely see, but
if you have access to those folks, a lot of folks don't have access anymore. We talking about these young guys now going over to these foreign countries and getting their pockets run because they didn't have access to men, quality men, right? Real men in their lives to talk to get a little bit of game because they're running to these countries trying to get women. It's like, dude, you can't get a woman here. Right. And it's like, I can't do this, too hard. And then they go over there and get their pockets run and find out it's still hard. And it's like, I think the whole passport bro thing is going to go away in about another generation. I think these dudes are just going to quit altogether when the sex bots get here.
Too many sheep.
DL Saint, the fathers were simps too. You keep acting like they don't have, they got men
My
too.
father was a player, baby. My father was a player.
We're not talking about your father. We didn't talk about
I'm talking
DL
about
Saint
mine. I'm talking about, okay. Give me a second. I'm talking about Avondale. I'm talking about growing up in Cincinnati. Two things we were known for in Cincinnati. Dudes was nice with their hands, and they would talk the panties off of every girl they see. That's just a thing in the whole region.
But that's not
coming
the
from
culture
women.
in Cincinnati now.
That's
the whole thing,
but my point is, we had dudes that was giving us the game. There was guys out there who was like, yeah, I used to play the field or whatever, but let me tell you the bad part of that. It's better to do this. Get you a good woman, start you a family, right? The same play, only the pimps and all that, the real players, the Jeromes out there, the Romy Romes, you saw them. It's like, what life do you want? You want Romy Rome's life? He out here trying to look like he 19 years old, he 50-something, 60-something years old, or do you want to look, you want the response, like you want to be held in high esteem like Mr. John over there. You know what I mean? Who got his 3 kids through college and he worked real hard driving a bus or working at GM or something like that. But we had that. Now these young kids under me, they don't have that. And I'm like, that's just going back to I'm just telling you what it is on the ground. Don't get mad at me. You send me forward. I'm giving you the report, sir. I'm giving you a salute report, sir. This is what I see. I'm not mad at you. Send me forward and get mad because what I saw.
If you want to understand why our culture is the way it is, it was an experiment done. It's called Universe 25. It was a rat experiment. I'll let you guys look into it, where basically they had a rat experiment where it was a utopia for rats.
I know that experiment you're talking about.
And later on, they found out that there was a group of rats who were like, their rat mother had them, just threw them out, didn't want them. Some just groomed themselves. Some became the gangsters, and it just fell apart. And then no matter what they did, when they gave them everything, and they still had issues. And if you correlate that to how the neighborhood and how the hood is, you'll see the same exact method all the way across.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear. Wait. I hear you, Fearless.
Actually, that movie was based on the rat utopia experiment.
I hear you, Fearless. Let me follow up with this point. Ronin, put me on the jumbo screen. Because you made a good point, Fearless. So let me tell you. Let me tell you guys. There was an experiment with rats back in 1986. And I'm going to tell you why the doom of America is around the corner. Ooh. Cut it out, man. You can take me off. Cut it out. It's not because of no rat experiment. Are y'all really tripping it like this?
Do you know the experiment? Do you know what happened?
The rats were getting what they need.
See what happens is
living too good. That's when they living too good.
That's what somebody
hold on. I can say my piece. I heard the rat story. I heard the rat story. All right. We heard the Ninja Turtle story. Let me say what I got to say. All right. So if you go a place that the rat story did not happen, like China, like Japan, and they're more than us. It's billions of people that live in that actual country. And they're having the same issues. They have culture. They have shame. Let people keep telling you it's all this other stuff. It's people making decisions. Every single time we had agriculture, we had industrial revolution, we have technology, which is information, then we'll have robotics and AI. Humans would change the way they relate to each other, period. Their behaviors happen, they change, they have more options. That is what's changing. People are changing.
This is where I disagree with you. This is where I disagree. Because it's not how humans relate.
Let me say this
we pass laws that do that. And you know what China did?
That.
They just passed another law to say, look, you can't just divorce your husband. Because what they were doing in China was they would get married, the men would go out and work, and then the woman just divorce them and take all of their stuff. And so China said, no, we are not going to do that. We're making laws that prevent that. So when you say it just is culture, what happens is it's just not culture. It's the laws that we pass in the United States or these other places that sway it. So if you pass a law that says I can do, back in the day when a woman divorced a man, you know who got the kids? The man. Then they changed it and said, no, we're going to give it to the women. And on top of that, we're going to pay them some money on this welfare system or child support to give them that. So the culture didn't change. It was the laws that we passed changed the mentality of people. So that's what happened. And that happened across all Western culture. Before, a man was getting his kids. It wasn't like, oh, I get to leave with my kids. I get this support. That didn't happen. So what you're saying is entirely different. The laws changed to benefit a certain group of people. And so those group of people took advantage of the laws that were there.
But I get what O2 is saying, because he's saying that in our society, that may be true. But when you look at the global economy and look at the global situation when it comes
It happened in China. Hold up. You can't just do it out of the box.
Let me finish. It's still replicating itself throughout. There is no such thing as child support in the Philippines. There is no such thing as child support in Thailand. You might pull out extenuating countries that might have those systems in place, but overall, globally, it's societies and things that are being dictated to them, whether they believe in those society norms or they rage against them. You don't have to do everything because society is doing it, but everybody falls in line and becomes sheep and just follow along with the status quo instead of fighting against what they believe as far as within their faith, their belief, and how their morals and ethics are. They just fall in line with it. Fuck it. I'm not going to rage against it. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to fall in line with the shit and let it keep
That's
happening.
not what happened in China. See, y'all just say things in the bottle and never know what happened. What happened in China was they had the one-child rule. So what did
Yes, I
people do?
remember that.
So
now
so hold up. So you can't say it's this culture and all this change. Things happen. They had the one-child rule. When they had the one-child rule, people got rid of their girls. So now you have a society that's majority men and they can't get any women. So the women are like, hold up, I get to select what I want and I can get what I want because now I'm the value status. If I have 75% men and 25% women, that puts me in a different status. See, y'all just say things and then y'all never know how it got there, why it's got there, and y'all just say, oh, this is how culture changes. That's not what happens. There's always something that preceded that got to that area. The same in the United States. When you want to talk about, black families, this, when I say, well, there was a welfare system that took place when they used to come to the people's door and make sure that there was no clothes in the house or men in the house. And so you separated a society by doing that. There's things that led and perpetuated that. And when somebody says, I think somebody says, you mad? The guy's mad about the rat analogy. There's social scientists who do these experiments and they say, this is
that. I bring them up every week. Everything you're repeating is something I've already brought up in prior live. So we all understand the history of how different things broke the society up. I talk about it since the civil rights, since they set up social services, since they set up the welfare system. That helped also break up the nuclear family. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, a lot of people believe in faith. And faith gives you morals. It's not laws that give you morals. Laws keep you in control. Faith is what keeps you in line and having a shame. If you don't have faith and you don't have morals, that law is not going to give you morals. What gives you morals and ethics and believing a certain way, people should be treated a certain way, if it's not for religion or some kind of base ideology on some kind of faith on treating people equally.
Moral compass.
Well, I will say this. I will say this.
Society, you are a society of laws, not faith, morals, or anything else, and this is what it leads to.
We had to listen to the damn rat analogy and one-child policy. Now, when we look at the
hold on, we haven't heard the rat analogy yet. I mean, y'all need to look at this.
Cool. Let me just deal with the one-child policy, and you can tell me about the proper rat analogy. When I deal with the one-child policy right now in China, it's 49.50 on the percentage of men and women. In America, it is 49.50. So this whole one-child policy, there's so many women and not enough girls, it's about the same. They're about the same. I just looked it up. You can double check it too. It's no dramatic change in difference. What I'm just saying is, and this is what I think. Y'all can think about the rats in the Western culture and be in the slime of the center and the Western spread. Okay, cool. You got it. But what I'm saying is, after living overseas for 20 years, other countries and other places live differently. They have same issues about women and men. Women just decide what they want. Period. They have free will. All right? And that's what it is. And it's not actually a big doom and gloom situation that you're making it out to be. China has shame and it's not working. And definitely Japan has shame and it's not working, and they didn't have a one-child policy. So again, it's just happening globally. This is a trend that everybody's doing. It is not the end of the world. Y'all can get Elon Musk if you want. Okay, cool. You got it. But that's just my part.
Hey, I didn't know about this. Universe 25, but I'm definitely going to look into it some more. This whole utopia thing. America is trying to, like this, everybody gets a trophy and no one's accountable for anything. And the shit that we're doing in this country, they're trying to build some sort of utopia. And just looking at this thing, it's like, it kind of shows you what might happen when you get said utopia. You know, I
and
mean,
not only that, I'll go to another experiment since he don't like my monkey experiment. But this shows another one. So let me see if I can.
That was the rat. The rat.
No,
I thought it was the rat.
No, I'm showing another one. Let me see.
Okay,
Share screen.
You said I didn't like the monkey experience.
There's several different society social experiments that.
I only got one screen, Ronin. So let me know when
I'll share it. Hold on.
Play that.
There you go.
Let's see. I think I gotta press play in the
Here's the monkey
volume
one.
on this.
Okay.
Some monkeys in a cage. Inside the cage, there is a ladder, and above it, some bananas. Whenever a monkey tries to climb the ladder to reach the bananas, the scientists splash ice-cold water on all of them. If they try again, they are splashed again. Soon, the monkeys stop climbing the ladder. Then, the scientists replace one monkey with a new one. When the new monkey tries to climb the ladder to reach the bananas, the other monkeys attack him because they know if he climbs, they will all be punished. The new monkey learns not to climb, even though he never experienced the cold water himself. One by one, the scientists replace all the original monkeys with new ones. Now, none of the monkeys in the cage have ever been sprayed with cold water. But still, if any monkey tries to climb the ladder, the others stop him. They don't know why. They just follow the behavior. And it's the same with humans. They can find some monkeys in a...
Damn.
And the reason I say that when it's the same with humans, when you say these don't mean anything, the reason it's the same with humans is a lot of people say, I don't know why we don't do it. We just don't do it. Because somebody before us did it. We don't even know the punishment anymore.
What the hell did you do with this screen, man?
That's not me.
It's coming back. Yeah, Ronin, he's got it. It's coming back.
That's a great analogy, Felix.
No,
no. It's the rat experiment. It don't matter.
Black men.
But these
travel.
are social experiments that people do to show why societies happen the way they do. When you say, well, why don't we do that anymore? There's no punishment for it. Because somebody before us has been punished and they've taught other people don't do it. Just in a black neighborhood, when you're like, well, why don't you do this? We don't know why. We just guess. Because somebody long time ago, something happened. And they taught them to teach them. And the people.
Do you realize that's why
hold up, and I'll tell you how it goes. When people in black society be like slavery, and you're like, but brother, you was never beaten. You was never with a slave. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
But somebody back then passed along, and we still have this mentality.
What the hell?
So yes, these social experiments get done to show how societies are now, because you can't do that to real people. So you do it to primates or to rats to show how societies go. I don't know how you don't understand that.
Why can't we do it to real people?
They've done it to real people.
I tell you what, you'll be the first one. Get in the cage and let me spray you with some water.
But
they've done it to real people. Though. They've done it to real people. They've done it.
This is our example of when you tell incels to touch grass. I think y'all need to touch grass.
Listen,
y'all sound wild right now. Y'all looking at monkey experiments.
You know,
and they're trying to extrapolate that on 8 billion.
I'll tell you when they did it to real people.
I got it.
Wait. Let me just say this real quick. This is why I use the terminology of fucking sheep. You guys just follow along the fucking path, just like a sheep. When you ever seen the experiment where they had a fence in one little area? They took the fence away, but the sheep always knew just to go through that one little area. So you'll have no fence, and the sheep will still go through that one little area because the lead sheep goes through it. Even though there's open area around both of the openings.
When they did it to real people,
you guys are fucking sheep. You guys don't know how to think outside the fucking box. You continue to go along with what society dictates as normal, and you don't question it at all.
Yeah, the Stanford.
When you want to know when they did it to real people, the Stanford prison experiment, where it was an experiment in college, and they gave some people who were say, you're going to be a prison guard, and others was prisoners. And this is all fake. It was not real.
Right.
Correct. And you say it's not, you say that we don't do it. The blue eye, brown eye, that's a real experiment. That had nothing to do with people.
Just like light skin, dark skin,
colorism, all that experiment, we don't have social experiments.
Colorism is the same thing of it.
Where
if you're darker, you either the one that worked out in the field versus the house nigga.
We have the baby doll experiment. We take kids who are 3 years old and say, what doll is cute? What doll is ugly? So when you say that this doesn't matter, I don't understand how you don't do it. These experiments
it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is,
I'm not saying that. Financial Frontier keeps saying, "Oh, rat experiment," like that doesn't mean anything. These are done to society to show how society is done at large. Because if you're going to say to a kid, "Why don't you?"
We done got into society, psychology,
because it still goes over.
We still away from
Hold
the
up,
red
because I'll
flags.
say it. Because if you say to a kid, "Why don't you like yourself?" and they're 3 years old, there's a psychological thing behind it. So the same girl who came on there and said white people are better, she was already programmed in that.
She was taught that, yeah.
Yeah, she was already programmed in that.
Just like we as black people have been taught religious ideology while the white people were using that to control you.
There was a thing I just seen
So what's
today.
the point?
They went up to a group of black people.
The
and they
Bible
said, "Hey,"
is a tool to control people.
yes, they went up to they went interviewing black people, or just black people. And the guy was saying, "Hey, if you could be any other race, what would you be?" And they're like, well, I think I'd be black. I'm cool with black. He asked 5 people that. He went up to an Asian person, and the first thing they said was, "Oh, I think I'd be white." He went up to an Indian person. They said, I would be white." They went up to a white person. They said, "I'd be white." We were the only people that was cool with what we are. So you got to look at these social experiments to find out why things are. We don't live in a bubble. There's a root cause as to why things happen. And if you can't understand the root cause, you can't change anything in the future if you don't know what happened in the past or the reasons why.
Change a lot of things in the future without knowing all that BS and garbage. And
what are you
even
going
if
to change?
I do know it, I could keep it
What are
pushing.
you changing?
I could keep it pushing. Look, this is where we started in the conversation about America. Look where we're at now about monkeys and rats and what the hell. I'm getting back to the conversation. We were talking about the United States, and you brought it up, right? About me saying it's an exceptional place. I think it is an exception. You could think it's degraded. You could think it's the fall. It's the Roman Empire. Go ahead. You have your own life and your own freedom. Nobody made you God or I God. So whatever I believe is what I embody, what I live, and what I know. Whatever y'all believe in, though, that's good for y'all. Y'all got it. Y'all got the rats and the monkey experiment. Okay, cool. What I'm saying is it's a great place to make opportunities. It's an amazing place because a lot of people come here for the same opportunities.
Then why ain't you here? If it's an amazing place, why don't you
my
live
money's
here?
there. I almost died for my
So hold
country,
up. So here
fearless.
you go.
I
There it
stand
is.
behind that.
Hold
so
up.
don't
This is an
question me
amazing
about
place
if
for
I
you
have
to
to
make.
be
Hold up.
there or not.
It's
I'm
an amazing
there.
place
My
to make
money's
money.
there.
Hold up. That's
Everything
right.
I
That's what.
have is there.
Now let's get to it. It
So
may
I
not
love
be an
my
amazing.
country.
Hold up.
I
It
don't
may
have
not
to
be
hate my country.
It
I
may
can
not
like
be an
Thailand
amazing place
too.
to live. It may be an amazing place to make
I
money
love
and live
living there
somewhere
too.
else.
I've lived there in DC. I've lived a great life.
Then why
I
live
love
somewhere
America.
else? Then why live
Because
somewhere
I'm
else?
free. I'm a free human
it's a
being, and
great
I can
place
do
to
as I
make
please.
money
I don't
and go
have to
somewhere
hate
else.
America
I don't
in
say you
order
hate
to
it.
live out. I don't have to say bad things about it either.
It's a great place to make money and spend your money elsewhere.
And it's also for me a great place to live, and I have lived there, and I enjoyed it, and I never complained. I
So
was
when are
with
you
the
coming
FBI,
back?
J. Edgar Hoover, and I lived a great life. I bought my first property. I changed my life in that place. I love that.
Look, we're gonna get back on topic. We're not doing personal attack. All right. We're going back on topic, and this is about, men ignoring red flags. It's not a personal attack. It's not about your level of loyalty to the United States. That is not the topic on the board tonight.
Hey, you should let him
All
land
right.
his plane, man. That's what
No, that plane is banned from landing. That
Why you get the
airline
spirit,
has been
man?
closed.
I know, man. That's
okay?
messed up.
Shit.
Capitalism.
All right,
at
let's
its
get
best.
back on topic. If we can't get back on topic, we can go ahead and shut this down because we had 3 hours and 37 minutes. So if we ain't got nothing else on the topic,
I mean,
y'all let me know.
I'm about to roll out anyway, man, because it's the dude's fault. I mean, I don't know what else to really say about these dudes, the passport bros, these no game dudes going overseas thinking. And here's the thing: for the short term game, they want to bang a baddie. You can do that. You can do it. You can go pick your country.
live
You
your
want to pay
fantasy.
for it, you can do it. But since you just paying, you can pay the same type woman over here. You can find you can go. There's some spots in
For
LA.
the price of that ticket and everything else, yeah, you can get a nice little piece.
What?
In the
Listen, you can go to LA. I don't know if it's still there, but there's a couple Thai massage joints. That was.
But I don't condone it. I would say go to the chicken ranch in Las Vegas. I don't condone.
Don't go there. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
Okay.
Don't go there.
Yeah.
Listen,
Bro, I'll tell you, here in Vegas, there's an influx of Colombian girls.
I'm sure.
I'm shocked at the amount of Colombian women that are here now.
And most likely, all of them divorced from Americans that married them, and now they're free.
Nah, I think a lot of them.
We free.
During
Let's go to
tours.
Vegas and become hoes.
There are Venezuelan women who are posing as Colombians. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
they
they doing
slid into
tours.
Colombia, got some fake papers, and then came on over to the U.S. You know what I mean?
Bro,
On
I
some,
went to a spot. I went to a spot here in Vegas probably like 4 or 5 weeks ago, and my buddy, man, he's been begging me to go back to this place because I told him, I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe what I just saw. But anyways, I went to this spot here over in the north side of Vegas, and it was, when I tell you, the whole place was filled with Latina girls. It was full to the rim. I mean, every girl was either from Colombia, Venezuela, Cuba, or the DR. And I was like, oh, every chick was, I mean, no less than 7.
And how many were Afro-Colombian or Afro-Venezuelan or Afro-Latino?
Cubans? A lot of Afro-Cubans are here, bro. A lot of them.
Oh, I'm saying at that spot.
Oh, they were beautiful.
No, I said how many of them were Afro-Latinas that was at that spot?
There was I would say it was a mix of them. They were there. A lot of Afro-Latinas are there.
Okay.
Yeah. I was telling you, man, I was shocked. And I don't want to say this on the live what the spot is called, but
put it in the back chat. I need to go there. I'll be there. Let me find out where that place at.
You need to
I just want to do content, make sure it's legit. That's all.
Yeah, you need to calm down. Okay.
Hey,
and I'm gonna produce. Fearless, I'm gonna produce that show for you.
Hey, when I put it in the back chat, if you do a YouTube search, you're gonna hear the exact same thing. Everybody gonna be like, "Man, this place is a hole in the wall," but it is packed.
I do holes in the wall. I guess my question would be this though:
Why is YouTube search? We going up in that piece.
Yeah. My question would be this then, but this one to get back to this topic. Why is it that
back chat?
Yeah, guys can come from a great place like the United States and go over there with money and still just get got. Meaning if you going over there, one, why would you get with an ugly chick? Like I seen some of these guys on the chat and I'm like, man, you really traveled that far and paid the money for that. Come on. There has to be better. That would be my one question. The second question is, why is it that that you can get God here? Why travel all of those places to get God again?
Get God there, yeah.
Over there, could have saved the money. Just get God here.
Here's the biggest thing I gotta say, Fearless, and I'm gonna say it out loud. I think a lot of guys don't know what better is. They claim to be all these and they know what a good-looking woman is by American standards, but when they get overseas, that they're displaying what their idea of a beautiful woman is. By what they're
they don't
dating.
know what better is. Well, here's
they
the
don't know
thing.
what better is.
Everyone's 10 is not the same. Everyone's 10 is not the same.
I would love if you and Fearless, Ronin, if you and Fearless could interview that brother. And just,
Which one?
I mean, like, without the one that made the video, like, I would love to interview him.
Put his name in the description, and I think that's why he hid his
video,
his actual video, because I linked his video in my description, so he knew we were going to be talking about him. I didn't hide it. I wanted him to join us, but I guess he got too much information. He got too many people going through that one particular video. But he just went ahead and exited.
Yeah,
I mean, Jackson got it. It was real rap.
You know what? All right, let's take him out of it because we can't get to him. Let's think about the people that we do know that are here all the time. Their mentality. Let's think about the J Rillos and the NYC Future. They do the same thing. And they younger. What excuse do we give them to do the same?
I don't give them an excuse. I call them to the table every time. But again, their mentality, hold on. Their mentality is they ain't doing nothing wrong because they weren't taught by the right people that know that they're doing something wrong. I've challenged J Rillo. I have it on tape. I've challenged Floyd on tape. I have sat down with these guys on panel and gone through their actions, and they are not accountable. They don't think they're doing anything wrong. And I'm an OG hater for trying to put them in line with what they're supposed to be doing.
This is
Like,
they're actually too, and they're in a different genre than this brother would be. They're like, hey, let's monger, let's grift. This brother here, I don't know. He seemed like some dude that was like, hey, I'm about to
No, he's
retire,
in
and I may make
retirement.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to be he used to be a comic. He was a stand-up comic. Pretty popular one, I think, back in the day, at least B-rated.
Yeah, I'm a retiree. I got a little bit of something coming in, but I don't have a lot to, be caking these women like some of these guys do. That's the feeling I got from him. He's like, I got a little something coming in, and if I found the right one, I would give her an allowance. But I found the wrong one.
Black Man Travels.
You live and you learn, because I mean, if you, as he was saying, people are saying pretty much you can just get off the plane and point your finger and pick any of the females, and any of those females will do. And then he goes there and tries that, and then he finds out that ain't the truth. So
here's a sad thing, Black Cleaner. I can understand. I can't understand. I can give leadway to a person like a Jay Rillo or somebody who jumped over there for a moment. Like, I jumped there and I'm mongering, I'm doing all this crazy stuff, and I'm going back home. I'm only there for a few weeks. But this dude kind of lived there. So that's what
I'm saying. He was the one that got sold that all of these girls is fit, feminine, and friendly. That's why he kept on blaming, Zoom and all of these other people, because that's what he was thinking in his mind. I can fly over to the Thailand and just say, hey, I want you. Here's, $400 a month. Be my wife. And then the girl's going to just come willingly, and they're going to go off and live happily ever after. But once he landed there and actually executed that idea in his head, he found out it not to be true. Now he's like, hey, I thought this was, I can just, pick and say, hey, miss, like Eddie Murphy and Raw.
He executed it with a pro, though.
But you know what?
He executed it with a pro.
But Drew, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to do it the reverse. He got sold a dream going to Thailand and saying, I can get this. But how many foreign people, because I've talked to them, well, they thought everybody lived like Michael Jackson. They're like, I can just go land in the United States and I'm going to be rich. And they come over here and they're like, oh, I didn't know it was like this. So I guess, does everybody get sold a dream? They just don't know the reality?
Of course.
But here's the thing. But here's the thing, though. It worked. I don't know why dude mad at anybody. It worked. His old ass got a dime in his mind. Right? His old ass got a dime in his mind. She agreed to the $400 or whatever he was paying her. She did all that. It was good until a richer dude came along. Right? And I mean, so it worked.
You know what? And he
wasn't,
listen,
he was getting both of them.
The key point of that DL is he wasn't hating on the richer guy. He knew he wasn't paying her like that. So he wasn't hating at the fact that she got a richer guy.
Both of those guys' money.
I'm looking at the chat. I don't think this MF5 RF something. I don't think he knows. He must not be new, because he's saying we hating. Brother, I've been to 37 countries. I
think he might be talking in general. Isn't he talking just in general? Maybe he's talking about this panel per se.
I must be talking in general.
Because he must be, because he must not know who the people are on here. I just got back from out of the country.
Yeah, but I would say this. I would say this about that dude. And Black Man Travel, I meant to say this before he left, and I just looked down at my notes. The other day we were talking about dudes hitting the wall. Remember we had that, Ronin, we had that conversation, dudes hitting the wall. That dude hit the wall. He hit the fucking wall. That's what that is right there. Like, he cannot source the type of woman he was able to source before, whatever that may have been, right? He tried one last time. Hold on, I got me one. I got to pay her, though. And he couldn't hold on to her. So he hit the metaphorical wall. And I tell dudes all the time, you can fucking hit the wall, bro. We get older, it happens. Unless you're gonna be. Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't even think he hit the wall. I just think sometimes we like the lowest hanging fruit, that we just don't put any effort into anything. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, I mean, imagine this. I can't get you, so I'm cool with you passing me on to your sister, your
grandma,
cousin.
grandma.
Whether you there where you can get anything. I mean, you can't do a little bit of groundwork. It's like he just didn't have
I think he got the best he could get, bro. Fearless. I think he reached his peak, and he's on the downslide now. If he had a little bit game left over and some left in the tanks, maybe he could have got something a little better, but he couldn't get. Maybe all he rates for is the older cousin or the grandma, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? I think he hit the wall. He didn't lock in.
But think about it. The one that he got, he paid for. She was a freelancer. He met her on the beach.
Yeah,
that was a freelancer.
She was a freelancer, right? And he knew that. So my thing is, if you paid for a freelancer, did you trust her that much that you would allow her to keep you in the family versus just going out and finding another freelancer?
And think about this. Think about this, guys. Think about this.
Why did he have to settle for what she offered him?
I think somebody mentioned this earlier in the conversation. Think about this. He approached a freelancer, right? And this freelancer was still freelancers, even though she had a stipend of 100,000 baht coming in, and her kid's school was still getting paid for. She was still out here tricking
for the school too. He was paying.
But here's the deal, though. We keep saying we accept that he got after her. She the freelancer. I suggested she got him. She sized his ass up. She saw the money and she made her approach. Maybe she did the approach a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Making him think some old Jedi mind trick shit, making him think he got her, he pulled her, when in fact she pulled him.
Oh, you must have missed my little slideshow.
Yeah, I didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think, dude, this is the male version of hitting the wall. It comes for everybody, man. He didn't take care of himself. He didn't look. I mean, you look at him, it's like, damn, fam, I can't believe you walking around crying about this shit, man. You should be banging the cousin. Like, you ain't gonna do much better, homie. Or he could try to get it back. But I mean, as we get older, if you don't keep it together, man, it goes fast. So I mean, shit. Like I said, he got a freelancer, get another one.
Yeah, or get an older woman.
That too.
One of the two. Stop trying to date down. If you feel like you can't hold on to something, you better find something that looks fine and it's got a little bit of age like wine.
They harder to find, but they out there.
Well, that's why the freelancer gave him. That's why the freelancer gave him her mother.
All right, so wait, hold on, DL Saint. You said hit the wall. Well, what about the young dude we showed? What about the young dude who went to
the young dude,
the Philippines and
the young guy is what you were saying earlier. That's the dude that came. You pluck him out the hood, and he just doesn't know how to move in any other environment. Like it's like, dude, why you butthurt because some chick did you a solid and told you she in the game. She let you know what it is. I'm not coming to see you unless you pay me. AKA, yeah, you ain't got no game enough for me to come over there for free. Why he mad?
Telling you the truth. Right.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm gonna keep her in the room. I'm gonna keep her, in the orbit. She could be useful to the group. Yeah, she
Which
real
guy
one.
is this? Is this the guy that
This is one that came on that was BMT's live. He's done a couple shows where he talked about coming to the Philippines and being lied to by the black Filipino. Then he went to Thailand, still had the same problem, but actually he came from DR and he had the same problem in DR. So there's 3 countries in a row where he's
the
had
common denominator. He's the common denominator.
Just think about this too. He's not a younger guy. He's probably in his mid 40s, high 40s, or maybe 50. I mean, he's not a young
in his
dude.
40s.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's take that. So that's what I want to concentrate on, Drew and DL Saint. What's up with our dudes today? What is this mentality? Because it's the old dude, it's the new dude. Is what has happened? And these are black men. What happened to our black men where they I don't want to say black women, or the black women that bad that they just went that far? I mean, where did we go wrong?
I blame it on everybody gets a trophy. I blame it on everybody gets a trophy.
I think you have the social media aspect of just everybody just seeing like, hey, this is an alternative that I never thought about taking, and I'm going to go overseas and I'm going to try this. And it's, to the detriment of many. I mean, we've had brothers that have gotten killed going abroad, gotten robbed. I mean, they're getting the exact same treatment that they could get right here in America, but they're going abroad getting the exact same thing. They're getting their pockets run. They getting kids, tons of kids. They're getting the exact same stuff. They just going abroad with it. And
But I'm saying, what happened where they are getting got like that? Even in the United States, what happened? What was the transition that allowed this to happen with the men here?
I mean, it's a lot of folks. I used to assume that everyone who looked like me came from a similar background as me. I used to think everybody came from somebody's hood. You know what I mean? Like, I'm from where I'm from. You know, y'all from where y'all from. I just thought that everybody came. And the truth is, nah. Most of
everybody has,
yeah, most Black Americans don't have that experience, bro. I used to think it was normal. I thought everybody had a pistol on them. I'm talking about before the concealed carry was a thing, right? Man, I never left home without it. We always called it our plastic. Get that plastic with you, American Express, baby. Never leave home without it. You know, I thought everybody lived like that. And I found out that that's not the case.
Lived experience. Yeah, everybody has a different lived experience.
But the American Talk Live is saying it's the porn, the OnlyFans, and the strip clubs. Do you think that the guys now have just lost the ability to talk because, you know, now it's just porn?
All social media. Yeah, you can.
I don't think they ever had the ability. No, I don't think they ever had. I don't think they were competent in the beginning.
We had to go to the malls. We had to go all of these places.
But look at these. Hey, look at this infographics real quick, DL. These are the red flags that Filipinos can identify.
Well, hold on real quick. Most of the dudes we're talking about now never had true game. That's where I think it is. More so than it is, you know, the adult film stuff, the OF stuff, you know, going to strip clubs. Going to a strip club is where you go to work on your game. That's why I'm in there. Well, here in Florida. But hear me out. The game I'm talking about is just my conversational skills. I'm not spending a dime. If you go into a strip club and you buy her a drink, that dancer, she will always see you as a customer. But if you go in there and befriend her, right, and she see you, she come holler at you, she spend her time around you, and she don't want no money. Now she's somebody you know. She'll meet you outside of there. Like, what's up, girl? I'm about to go to this thing. You should pull up. She like, bet I'll be there. Get her to come to your comedy show or get her to come to your dance event. Right? Because it used to be back in the day, my thing was, let me get her real name and her number. That was the hardest thing in the world. Let me get her real name and her number. Now they rush you their real name. They want you on their social media because that's another funnel. So the game has changed, and these dudes never really were up on game to begin with. Their social skills are shitty. And just like I assumed that everyone who looked like us had the same similar background as we did or I did, and we think the same thing about guys. Well, shit, that's a brother right there. Of course he got game. And what I found out, like, this motherfucker ain't got zero game. He don't know how to say hi. You know what I mean? We'd be like, just say hi to her. All right, you said hi. Now what? You know what I mean? So you gotta work on those skills. And these guys never had the skills to begin with, in my opinion.
I'm just trying to solve that issue for them, and I don't see a resolution.
I don't see one either, man. To be honest with you, I mean, guys are going to continue to do what they do. They're going to go abroad. Like I said, you're seeing so much media, social media, so much content out about traveling abroad, and everybody's getting to the point where, like, hey, I can do it. And they're going to the places that they feel that they're going to have success with. I mean, you don't see the guys talk about, hey, I'm going to Germany this weekend, or I'm going to Amsterdam, or I'm going to Belgium, I'm going to England, I'm going to Italy. No, it's
all those is European places, and to be honest,
I'm just saying, like, you don't see it. What would you say? Let's say Argentina, let's say Uruguay, let's say Ecuador. You know, you can say anywhere. All right,
Shit,
Tokyo.
Man. I say I don't fuck with the continent of Africa. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't fuck with Africa. I've never had a good experience there. That's just me. But you know, I say dudes need to go somewhere. You know, Europe is a great place. Go to Europe. Last time I was in London, I had an amazing time, bro. And guess where I was? I was going around seeing the sights. I had a great fucking time. And here's the thing, though. I don't think there are a lot of beautiful, like, Brits. Sorry to my cousins over there. I didn't see a whole bunch of dimes walking around. They tell me, oh, they stay in the house. I'm like, they must really stay in the house because I ain't seeing no 10s. You know what I'm saying? I saw some 7s, some 6s. I wasn't seeing no 10s when I was going out, but it was cold. So maybe they just wanted to stay in because it was too cold.
Yeah, they're there. I was stationed there. They're there.
I'll say this because the culture that we're talking about, it has always been around. It's just getting more prominent now because when I was in the military and I was stationed in Yokosuka, Japan, and all of the brothers, we would just leave and go to the nearest bar right in front of the Navy base, and we would be able to just go get some females just based on our talk game. Not a problem. Or we would, on Wednesdays, we would go to Yokohama and Tokyo, and we would go to the clubs, and we'd be able to bag. There was, and these girls had their own dough, and they had their own apartments, and they was taking us back to their own apartments, and some of them was even paying for us to eat breakfast and letting us drive their cars and all of that. And then there was officers and chiefs that were, corny, nerdy white dudes who we would see leaving, and we're like, yo, where's he going? Hey, chief, where you going? Oh, I'm going to Philippines. And based on what Ronin was saying, they going to Barrio Barreto or Longapo because they can't just go outside the base and go get a girl. They got to actually go fly over to the Philippines or go fly back to Thailand to go pay for it. So now all you're seeing is that nerd
so let me ask you a question on that.
Mm-hmm.
My question on that, this would be for the military man, Ronin, and Black Cleaner and such. Were those men trying to marry the women, or did they understand that this was just, I'm here, I'm off the ship, or I'm here for a few minutes, I'm gonna have my fun, I'm gonna bust
they
them?
wiped a few of them.
It depends on the dude. If he came from he was an incel from the beginning when he joined the military, maybe he was tough enough to make it through boot camp. He was still an incel though. Just because you're a military, don't mean you do everything. Stop.
Ronin, stop it. You Marines were marrying anything they'll let you run up in it. And so were a lot of those soldiers.
And so was the Army. So was the Army.
A lot of those soldiers, yeah, especially those legs. Those legs. There's a lot of paratroopers that would get, the white boys were getting married left and right. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to be married just like they do today.
But that's because they left their kept little small towns. They never seen shit. And they go overseas and they get exposed to all these different cultures and these polite women, and they just did not know how to fucking handle themselves. So a lot of them still didn't know shit, even though they were in the military and they had these prominent positions. They didn't know anything.
So basically, you saying it's always been like this. So we now it's just on social media. Yeah. So this brother out there that's in Thailand and this other dude that's in Philippines. They the same dudes, we just never seen them.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. Well, that's why I said if you think about it, and I remember Zoom saying this a long time ago, is that these places like Thailand and the Philippines, they were just amongst us as former and prior military. Like that was just a word of mouth thing. Like we talked about it, but it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna talk about it so that I can tell everybody else to go. No, I was like, you talk too much. Your boys like, oh man, you gotta go to the Philippines. Oh man, if the ship stopped in Thailand, oh man, y'all gonna have a good time. Oh, if you get to Okinawa, oh man,
Germany? Here are the clubs you need Germany? To go to. Oh yeah,
Sydney,
yep.
I mean,
man, if you get off in Germany,
yeah, well, they would get married. When I was in the Army, Germany was a 3-year tour. So if you got to go to Germany, you were there for 3 years. And almost all of the guys that I knew that went to Germany, y'all came back with a German wife. It was the same thing.
What was the percentage? It was like what, 60-40 maybe?
Just making up numbers. I would say 60 to 70% of those dudes came back with a wife, just making up numbers. You know what I mean? Same thing in Panama. If you were lucky enough to get Panama, them dudes went down there, came back with a Panamanian wife, right? Before social media and everything. But you had to have your game on, bro.
You say Panama.
Hey, bro, I'm so glad I got here. Are you kidding me? I didn't think I was going to make it out of Avondale. Shit, I didn't think I was going to see, 17, let alone 55. I'm happy to be alive.
My uncle was in Panama. I was like, man, Panama? Damn.
Yeah. Panama's nice. Well, I'm here right now. It's all right.
It was, for the Army, that was a great tour. If you got Panama, man, you were happy with that, because that wasn't for the Army. When I was in, it was either Germany or Korea. Guys got lucky to get Panama or Spain, which is like really rare if you got that. Things have probably changed now, but you know what I'm saying. And again, I was a paratrooper too, so that's a different kind of world. Like we were doing different things, so we would go into different spots in America and like different spots. I remember during the war, like when I touched down Desert Storm. I'm in the store walking around, the women are all dressed up in their burqas or whatever. I remember being in the store, and again, women would approach you, start talking. Now you couldn't turn around and talk to them. You had to talk back to back. It was weird. But you know, they were like, "Where are you from in the States?" And Gang. We had young girls. We had was a Palestinian family living in a compound next to ours when we were rotating back. And we would have him talk to the local girls for us. You know, we kids, we 18, 19 years old. And these girls be pulling up and Benzes pulling up. You know, it's all about game. I'm in Saudi Arabia running Avondale, Cincinnati game, and it was working. So I understood right away. I'm like, man, it's just a way we're dealing with women. And the dudes and like the guys in the unit, they gonna bring you out there so you can holler at the chicks because they afraid to say something. But once you get them coming over, then they'll start talking. That's always been the game too.
Your brother A1 from day one.
Hey, bro, till I die, man. They took me out of Avondale. They can't get Avondale out of me, bro. I swear they've been trying. But no, I think dudes don't have game. I think that's what we're looking at right now. And this technology has made it to where, I mean, it's just amplified, isn't it? I mean, bro, real talk, fearless. If we had this technology, man, when we was 16, 17 years old, what would the world look like today?
Oh, it would be crazy. It would be crazy. Because we didn't have a limit on ideas.
Well, basically, I probably couldn't get any job. There wouldn't be no job that would hire me. If my social media would still be around, I'd be unemployable. I just couldn't. I was doing, you just did too much crazy stuff, man. It was just, but I think it's still the same. But I think what has changed, I know we say there's a lot of guys who don't get out there, but I think that social media maybe has opened the door for those guys. Like I've seen the people that I would never think.
Yeah, pre-95.
Get a girl.
Pre-91.
No, just in general, like guys, I'm like, there's no girl for him. And there's girls for him. Like the weirdo, the weird dude, the lavender dudes, you think, man, there's somebody out here for everybody.
Yeah.
So,
but you know what I'm noticing though? And I'm noticing this amongst the content creators. I don't know if it's so much amongst the guys that are traveling, but I'm noticing that people that have been creating content is starting to catch up with them, that they didn't have a solid foundation to be in these countries, and they're coming back. They're rotating back. They don't have a stream of income. Themselves. Yeah, they don't have a stream of income coming in like they thought they had been. Like, and these visa regulations are catching up with them. These new law changes are catching up with them, and they're having to come back.
Or even you have to. And it shows you just a one-man game. Meaning if you've always did that same type of content, and content changes, people's views changes. If you're still doing the same thing, it don't work no more.
Yeah. It's like to be honest with you, it is really like a TV show. Because every show has its run. 8 seasons, 5 seasons, 6 seasons. So people's seasons are running out.
And they didn't adapt, they didn't change. They don't have a part 2.
Let me get the super chat out real quick. I appreciate everybody that's been giving. I know we haven't been keeping up with it. Most of them have just been super chat drops, but that's still appreciated. Real quick, Michael Love says these young men have to be taught not to travel just for females, but to travel to become more cultured men.
Facts.
I wish that could happen, and I hope that us OGs and other people are showing them there's another way. I really like Lord's content because he's a young man teaching people how to travel properly without it being more about the women. He doesn't show that.
You know what I'm gonna say?
Live has been doing that, and others. So yeah, I wish people would teach the culture more so than females come. They're gonna come anyway. You're an American. They're gonna be, interested in your point of view on some things if they don't know.
I told you this, Roman. We had a talk, and this is exactly what I said. I fly a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm on the plane, if the plane holds 200 people going to whatever country, I mean, it may be 4 people that's on there that's traveling for chicks. Everybody else traveling. When I go, we've gotten ourselves caught up in some sector of this YouTube that we think that's how everybody travels when they go overseas.
And it's not. Yeah, we're in a bubble.
I got 196 other people who have no idea. When I was out at at the place just in DR. Those people have no idea what a passport pro is. It's like, huh? Yeah, that's what they doing for opportunities. They doing it for business. They doing it for a whole other things. We've just got caught up in this algorithm, and we believe that that's all you see. Just like when you grew up in Avondale, you think, oh man, crime is everywhere. Because I look around and everybody got crime. And you don't know that Hyde Park or Mason or somebody else is doing something entirely different. You only know that the world has to be just like this because that's all you see. And that's the problem we got into. These other people not doing that, man.
Right.
The women aren't doing that. I see groups of women that are traveling for entirely different reasons. They don't even get caught up in that. See a group of white dudes just traveling for entirely different reasons. They like, oh, I'm doing the sports. I'm going here. If they come up on a chick, they come up. Other than that, it's not even a perception. And they'll run through them. And especially the white dudes. The white dude don't even look at these. It's sad. They don't even look at these Latinos as on their level. They look at them like I'm dating below. Like, you know how you say I got that jungle fever? That's how they look at it. Like I got some strange fruit. I was over there. I got that strange fruit. You know, I got me a black chick who was Latina, but I'm not bringing her home. I'm not falling in love. I'm doing something different. It's us in this sector that's all messed up mentally, man.
And I don't say it's all of us. It's just that small few that ain't ever done nothing, ain't never traveled nowhere, first time experiencing anything in life with that blue passport, and they're seeing everybody else do it, so then they're just following along.
You know, mainstream media is talking about how these young cats don't have friends. They don't have a group. They don't have a clan, a clique, whatever you want to call it. And that's part of it too. You know what I mean? Here's the thing with me though. Like I got the cats I roll with, you know what I'm saying? But we never would like get together. We're gonna all drive in the same car and go to the same place. We ain't do that since we were kids because we only had one car. There's only one of us had a car, but as grown-ups, all right, bro, I might see you there. You gonna pull up? Yeah, I'll pull up, I'll be there. But we all came by ourselves. There's so many dudes today. Like if I go to one of these events and I meet some cats, you know, in the Manor Swamp, they're like, oh, let's do this and let's do that. I'm like, how about you go check that spot out? You go check that spot out. I'll go check out this spot, and then we'll meet over at this third spot over here, and we'll all, you know, compare notes. We should all go together. Like, no, man, I don't go with it. Right. I'm sorry. And I tell men all the time, like, you want to go by yourself. It's like, well, what if something happens? Like, you a man, if you get yourself into the situation, get yourself out. Right. But you're less likely to be up here popping off talking this shit if you by yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and if you are by yourself and you wild like that, hey man, more power to you. You know what I mean? But
you ain't selling wolf cookies to my to my demise, okay? I ain't backing you up while you sitting there selling wolf cookies. I ain't doing that shit.
Too many dudes. I ain't seen too many dudes talk shit and then run. Now you dealing with the situation. The guy started, he gone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But people need to dudes need to understand that. Like, man, go out here, be social, have your clique. But, you know, y'all ain't got to be up on each other. Women need a herd. I don't think dudes need a herd. You know what I'm saying? You should be out here hunting on your own.
Are we the only dudes that do that? I'm trying to think. And I could be wrong. I'm trying to think of other cultures, like some dudes from Colombia or some dudes from Africa. We're like, yeah, man, I can't wait to go to America. I'm going to smash some chicks. I mean, did they say that? I mean,
no.
I think the Middle Easterns do. I would say the Middle Easterns come over here. You know what I mean? Like that you know, that Persian Gulf money come over here. They gonna come over here and smash some chicks. And
they come over here? They just climb out over there.
That's new. They used to come, especially LA and New York. They would fly into LA and New York and do their thing. That, you know, porta potty thing, flying them over there. I think, you know what I mean? The yachting thing's been around forever, but like we would be out there with Saudi money all the time in LA, bro.
And was they trying to wipe them up? Was they falling in love?
It wasn't about
so
that.
It was for a purpose, and then they left out.
They were smashing.
They knew that there was no champagne in the.
Nah. And it was blonde hair and blue eyes too. It ain't like they were smashing. You know, our people. They weren't going after Latinos. It was blonde hair. It wasn't Becky's. You know what I'm saying? They was over there doing it with the fake boobs and all that, man. Bringing them back to the penthouse, doing their thing. It was the same way these dudes are going down there.
I'm about to drop
the
off.
difference is we go down there
and
fall in love.
Juji.
Yeah, I'm about to drop on. Hey, Fearless, shout out to your wife, man. I started doing some translation work this afternoon on the channel. So
helping Andrew out.
Yeah,
trying to find
It's good to
backstory to
hear a native speaker because, like, I heard, some other brothers try to translate, and I was like, man, you can tell they speak a little Spanish, but I like to hear her translate it. She did a good job. She
I
got down to
appreciate it.
some real, man. That sounds like a Floyd situation.
But she said some things behind the scene to me that she didn't say to them, and I'll kind of allude to it. That if some parents let that person in their house, they knew something.
They knew.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, I felt that same way too. I was like, how do y'all family not know that this is going on like this? And I questioned him too that if you're having one girl coax other, and I'm gonna say it
Family
correctly,
members or friends,
these are children. That's what it is.
And before you go, Drew, and you just hit on something, and I asked Ronin to do this show, and I don't know where it slipped at. And this is about the 13-year-old girl with the 20-year-old boy who the mother.
Yeah, I know that.
Shot him. Yeah, I want to do that show.
Like that.
We're supposed to be doing it on Hit and Run, and we were working out a time frame. Don't push it off on me. I'm trying to nail.
I'm saying I would like to do that show because I would like to know people's opinions on that, because I've seen so many. It's so many diverse opinions when it comes to that situation. And
man, that's a tough one right there. Especially as because I said I don't know the whole situation. Was he getting away? Was he in the?
Oh no, she shot him in the back of the head.
Was it like, hey, get out of my house and then shoot him in the back of the head, or it wasn't a scuffle?
Oh, no, she walked him to the door, made sure he got outside, and then shot him.
Oh.
Hey, yo, do me a favor, man. I'm trying to keep the little monetization. I'm already on the shadow ban list on YouTube, so I'm streaming this too. So if
I don't think it's
about this, I'm gonna bounce.
No, it was not bad. We're not talking about what happened. It was just the mother took it she took the law into her own hands.
I know the story y'all talking about. I saw that floating around. Fearless, do me a favor, put a link to your channel in the back chat. I can't find you.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
But brothers, I'm gonna drop off. I'll catch y'all in the next one. But yeah.
All right, Drew.
Salute.
Yeah, we'll put that together and probably do it on Hit and Run or something.
Peace.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. I'll join that one, man. Later.
Peace. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
He just had to go.
These dudes
we can still go.
These guys, okay, got it. Appreciate. These guys just don't have the game, and you got too many people looking for shortcuts, man. People don't want to do the work. I mean, that's not just on this dating thing, but with just everything in general, man. And that's why I like that what is it, Universal 25, or that study, that social experiment they did. I'm definitely gonna look into that, man.
When we get back, I know Frontier didn't like it. Just tell me, all I want you to do is this. I know y'all saying all this is crazy, but sometimes we do social experiments and then we need to look at a bigger picture. All I want you to do is look at it and then think about Avondale.
Shout out to Schnitzerville for the $5 supporting the stream super chat. And then
I haven't been home properly in 20 plus years, bro. So I don't know. There's just no utopia there. Like it's gotten worse. It's gotten worse.
Any hood. Any hood.
But is that? Oh, I see what you're saying. No. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yeah, just in any hood, and just the similarities that happen. Look at the experiment and just let me know.
Yeah, because it was like, at what stage? I see you. I feel you. Like, what stage is Avondale now, according to that experiment? Like, what stage is the? Yeah, damn. I'm gonna do that for sure.
And you'll see each part where you'll see each part. And I just want a feedback on that, because I think sometimes we need to be able to do that, where we see things that happen and we don't know why they happen. We have no idea. We just say this is the cause or what's going on, even around the world. When it comes to relationships, you say, well, man, why aren't guys the way they used to be? Why aren't they have that game? Why can't they talk? What transpired You know, and it could be like they called us when I grew up. We were called latchkey kids.
Yep,
You
had
know,
our key around our neck.
Yep, because you got home, your parents went home, and you were an independent person responsible for doing it all. You had to let yourself in. You had to do everything. So I don't know what's changed, you know, between now and then. Well, sometimes even society, where I know one woman got arrested because her 10-year-old was walking into town to the store, and they was like, he's too young. And I'm thinking, man, my mom been in jail so many times because we didn't.
There was another story. There was a story of the police came to the door because the woman let her 2 kids go down to the corner to play in the park in a good neighborhood.
Yeah. And so has society created these type of men like the guy that we see? Is that a societal thing where, you know, that's something that society has created, where it's so monitored, so non-independent, you're not able to do anything on your own, that's how it is.
Yeah,
or
society has changed.
Or has a flip where guys are so in the United States maybe so afraid of being put on social media that they don't talk to girls.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I'm actually listening to this book right here. It's called People Skills by Robert Bolton, and it talks about, you know, how we never learned how to communicate or how to assert ourselves, and that's because of fear of rejection and all of those things. So we just became passive. But the more that you learn how to communicate and you learn human nature, then you're able to assert yourself and gain more confidence.
That's why in the beginning of the show, I said the greatest thing, especially for a male to do, is be in sales. Start off whatever you sell and sell something. So you learn rejection, you learn how to read people, you learn how to communicate with them. I don't care if you don't sell anything. I think a big fear of guys is just no. And the reason, and I will say this, even in the A1, the reason y'all so good is because them brothers don't care about no. No don't mean nothing. It's like, I'm an ugly dude. I heard no so many times, but I'm gonna shoot my shot. And they develop it. And every time they got rejected, they got a little better with the game. Got rejected, oh, I do this. And you homed in your game. Just like in sales, when there's no, you start to be a better salesman because you know the lows and you start to overcome those rejections. Why did they say no? Guys today, they never heard no. They don't know what no is. And the first time they hear it, they heartbroken.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, bro, you look at that whole, how many generations we in now everybody gets a trophy? How many generations now of participation?
At least 2. At least 20 years.
At least
now.
2, right? Maybe coming up on 3. And there it is right there. You know, getting into sales or hearing no. We used to hear no all the time. Right? Remember, you like your trial for a team used to get cut. Do they even cut kids anymore? You don't even get cut no more, do you? You know what I mean? And they can make sure everybody get game playing time no matter what, you know, until you get to probably like the high school level. They don't keep score. You know, and it's like that. I think that's a huge factor into why guys are so scared to go out here and try shit. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't want to hear no. Now I get it. If you out one night, you see some woman walks in there and she might be like, you know, like a 5, you know what I mean, like a 6. And you just don't feel like dealing with it. Like, she got the baby hair going or whatever. She's kind of dressed, you know what I mean? Little hoods. Like, I just don't feel like dealing with it. She could be cool, but then she might come off all, you know, crazy. I don't want to deal with it. I can see not talking to her. You just don't feel like dealing with it. But if you're in a position where you're paralyzed by fear and you're afraid to talk to anyone, that's the problem. Like, that's a problem.
Back in my day, that used to be
if a dime walks in the door, I'm going to holler at her.
Back in my day, that used to be your practice girls. You go talk and you do it, and you just talk it. You have no intention to call them or doing that. That was the girls you practice with.
One of the oh, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Like when we were young, you know, we were still in our teens. One of my cousins' female friends was talking to one of my other people, talking about, man, y'all talk so much shit, y'all need a bib. Right? Because we be walking around, like you said, man, like, put my shit bib on, I'm about to go out here, I'm a holler. Boy, y'all think that holla shit came from? Where you think that came from? Shit came from the Midwest, bro. That's where Chappelle got it from. Right? I mean, that holla shit. And that was just dudes like, fuck it. And then that really helps you in life because you won't miss out on a lot of opportunities for fear of hearing no. Like, well, fuck it. What's the worst they can say? No, shit. That's all the time. Go around and holler at them real quick. You know what I mean? So I think that's where it comes from, you know, and that's the thing now, you know, kids become grown and they realize there are winners and losers. I think we're doing our children a disservice by telling them we're all winners. Bullshit. You want to win, you got to do the work. And I think that's what's going on, especially in the dating game.
And I know that dude is, you know, older, but I'm hoping that this shaped him. And now he see that, okay, it's not all milk and honey. This stuff happens. And maybe
I think he's done, bro.
You think so? You think
Who's
done?
Who's done?
The old boy that was crying, like, you know, talking about the girl.
No, he gonna hang in there. He just put out somebody else just did a highlight. That's why I said I think he's just tired of people talking about him because he put out his information like that. But he knew what it was. He knew he was gonna get talked about, but he didn't know it was gonna be this bad.
I think he done. I mean, he already paying for it. Isn't he already done?
Right.
When your primary game is paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're paying for it like that, yeah, you're done.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna help Michael Love. Michael Love, what was supposed to happen? So when it says if everyone gets a trophy, how do we fight better? What was supposed to happen was it was supposed to take younger kids and develop them. Where you say, okay, it's not about at this age, you 5 or 6. We're not about winning. It's about how can I get you to participate? How can I get you to learn the skill so that we can keep going on? And we coddled that beyond those ages of 5 and 6 to 10,
but
11.
Who coddled the idea? Was it a man or a female?
Don't matter. The men got in the line.
I want my baby to get in the reward. No. I want my baby to get in the war. He tried just as hard as the next man. He contributed. He should get a trophy too. That's where that shit came from. Ain't no dude out there saying my son deserves a medal because he played. No, you didn't win. Guess what? You take that fucking L and you fucking get stronger from it.
Ronin, there are men out there saying that shit. Ronin, there are men out there.
And they some bitch-made men from women.
I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know.
I'm just saying it with my whole chest. That's all
I'm
saying.
And I'm gonna disagree with you, Ronin, because what happened was you had those dudes that had that attitude that you had was out there shooting the referee when they're 5-year-old on those scores.
Because I'm not emotional in that.
So that's what happened.
I'm not emotionally in that. And like I said, if you're gonna take an L, you take your wins too. But
we ain't talking about you, Ronin. We're talking about them dudes out there.
I'm saying you had.
But again, who raised those men not to be emotionally intelligent?
No, but that's why it swung like that. You had emotional men getting on the phone in the field, arguing with a ref over a 5-year-old not getting the ball, and then all of a sudden somebody gets shot over something. That's where it swung. So I'm saying we always have these pendulums, and sometimes we try to correct something and we overcorrect it with the issues that we have.
Yeah, and I'm with Brother Financial. I'm gonna do my best to kind of be like Brother Financial a little bit because I've seen him a few times. I blame the men. Doesn't he only say that? It falls on the men. The women can be as emotional as they want. But if I'm the coach of the squad and you telling me that your child needs to get a starting spot,
I'll be like, hell
because exactly, I'm saying no. Well, I'm going to complain. This is my team. I'm saying you want him to get a starting spot. He's going. Here's a list of what he has to work on.
Go work out next season, and then he can get a spot.
No, it's not even that season. Like you could come holler at me during the off season. Come and bring him during the off season. We can work on these things. Show me the effort, right? And again, I think the most important lesson I ever learned playing, little league baseball and playing football and all that was how to lose. You know what I mean? Like it's thing. Like that feels bad, don't it? Don't it? You know what I'm saying? This is what happened. Y'all didn't practice hard. I told y'all I was gonna lose. Everything, you know what I mean? It just burned. You don't accept it. You ain't got to feel that burn now.
In an individual sport like martial arts and getting your ass whooped on a fucking field in front of, on a mat in front of like 50 to 100 some people in that room. You get what I'm saying?
Like we was fighting for real. Like that was something different too. Like in our,
I'm just saying that's in competition. I'm not talking about the growing up part in the back of a school or something. That's a whole nother thing. I'm talking about publicly getting your ass whooped and losing all at the same time.
We were trying to win, but I think that's a lot of it. I think we need to work on that. Dude, there's no more. We need men. Shit, the Boy Scouts. I think the reason I'm sitting here now is because of the fucking Boy Scouts.
Oh, they done
we had a troop.
Girl Scouts now.
Well, but my whole thing is we had a troop right in Avondale, right? The Southern Baptist Church, right there in Lexington and in Redden Road.
Mm-hmm.
And
we
bro,
had the Christian version. I did Royal Rangers.
We had the fucking Boy Scouts of America. And we were going out there, and I was a senior patrol leader, and like those, you want to talk about morals, and you want to talk about the keys to living. I still remember the Scout oath. I still remember the Scout laws, right? I'm on my mid 50s, and it did a really good job. I was out there with men and young boys, and we were doing boy shit, right? We're out there hiking or whatever. We look paramilitary, so I think that was big. They, like you said, they're taking that away, or they want to blend it up. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's a lot going on. I mean, I think America will get better. Mainstream America is looking at these problems and they want to know what's going on. Why is it that these men aren't having sex? Why is it that these men don't have friends? Self-reported, they don't have friends. Why is it that these people reporting their best friend is AI? That's some scary shit right there. Why is it they won't go out and touch grass? It's going to blend over into the military. Right? It's just a matter of time. It's already, but dude, were you in when they were giving out stress cards? That shit was hitting right when I was getting out.
No, Nick, bruh. Man, I almost slipped up. Use the N-word. No, hell no, I wasn't in. I went in 87. I was out by 94, 95. So, yeah, that was
you
way
got out.
before
I got out in
stress
94.
check.
We got out the same time. I got out in 94. Yeah. Stress cards in the Army were starting to hit when I was getting out, like my last 6 months. Mm-hmm. They were coming out with stress cards. And the stress card
said some baby back bullshit.
And for people who don't understand what that is, for people who don't know what we're talking about, a stress card is basically in the military now. If you're having a stressful moment, you're having a stressful situation, you can pull out this card, I guess, and hold this card up. It's like, I need a moment type shit. And, people like, that's a good idea. So it can relieve the stress on them. Like, nah, man, like you don't get a time out in a firefight. Like, what are you doing? A stress card. We're preparing you to go out here and do America's business.
In stressful situations, you got to be able to move and react. You don't get the time out on a fucking stressful situation when bullets are flying at your ass. What the fuck?
And I learned that in the streets. I wish I had a stress card when I was living in, walking down the streets.
Time out, stop firing. I need a stress moment.
Man, the Army, like, dude, please take TO, time out, put that gun away real quick, homie. let me stretch out so I can start running from you when you firing at me with that 357. So like even in the real world, stress cards don't work. This is ridiculous situation, man. The pronoun club, people got their pronouns. But
no, hell no, that definitely wasn't going on when I I mean, I
went in 95 and they still didn't have those stress cards.
Where was it? When was the don't ask, don't tell era? I think I was out before then. I don't even know.
No, don't ask. That was Clinton. That was under Clinton. That's right when we got back from
Don't ask, don't tell was in 95, but the stress cards didn't come out.
I was gone. I was gone for that even.
Stress cards in the Army had already hit when I was getting out in 94. They were briefing us on that. They were briefing us on that in the unit. I remember that. I remember them talking about stress cards. I'm like, what? That don't make any sense. And they're like, yeah, briefing is a briefing. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's just part of it. And the Army, we've been using pronouns for as long as I can remember. My pronoun is airborne. And that's what I say that out here. When they were like, what's your pronoun? I say airborne. It's funny. They'll like actually put that on your name tag. It's like these people done lost their damn mind, bro. We go to your job. What's your pronoun? Airborne. And they just, okay, put it on there.
Whatever you want to be recognized at.
But anyway,
that's crazy.
This has been a great conversation, Brother Fearless. I subbed to your channel. I'm on there. I think I reacted to some of your content a couple years ago, bro, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
I think I reacted to some of your shit. Didn't even know, good to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. You know what I mean? Brother Black Man Cleaner, good to see you. I saw you on some platforms, but first time I got to interact with you. Ronin, always a pleasure. Ronin, I'm gonna email you, man, because I need to get in touch with you and Financial. Financial sent me an email, but I didn't know he was saying it. I didn't see it. So I know I can get it from you. And
my email's sitting in my bio, so you can pull mine up and send me whatever you want, and we can coordinate a show.
Yes,
on the financial
I saw it in your bio. Yes, and I'm like, I'm definitely gonna email you. And shout out to the chat, man. It's late on my end. I'm an insomniac. I should have been in bed 4 hours ago, but as you can see, I'm wide open. I'm about to go walk around the neighborhood or something.
Man, I got Motrin on my VA fucking pharmaceutical list. I'm melatonin. Sorry,
melatonin. I about to say I don't like taking pills, brother.
My shit.
I don't like taking pills, brother.
It's natural, but I take like 7 of them. They even knock my ass out.
Jesus. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna lay in the dark until I fall asleep. But hey, it's always a pleasure.
The ringing in my ear, all that shit. I can't sleep in no quiet.
Tinnitus? Yeah, I got tinnitus like a big champ. But fellas, always a pleasure. I look forward to the next conversation. And y'all keep it popping, man. I like this,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Good night.
All right, now.
So maybe you need to do this because I just looked this up because I was looking at what somebody stated. They said, wait a minute. We have to go back to where it started. The welfare system by supporting women by not having a man in the house. And I was curious. So you always got to fact check. Who did it affect? What was the outcomes? So I just did a whole little thing in the background. So yes, everyone was subjected to it. Because I wanted to know, like with the Latino community, how it affected our community was, I don't need a man. Black women don't need a man out of the house. So my question was, did this happen to the Latino community? Yes, meaning there was that man in the house rule where they couldn't have it. And then I said, what happened with theirs? In the Black community, the result was Black women said, I don't need a man and let the government do it. And they said, no, the sentiment was not the same in the Latino community. While Black and Latinas shared identical frustration with the invasive welfare rules, their cultural response, political framework
was the rage against the rule,
and attitudes toward men significantly was different due to their family makeup. So exactly. I want to go back and say it was the government that created this system. And because the government did this, that's why Black women rebelled. But I can't. Because if that was the case, it would have happened universally with every community. It would have happened with whites. It would have happened with Asians. It would have happened with Latinos. So what was it about our women that were so fine with letting our men out of it where they could do it, where other communities who were subjected to the same rules didn't allow it to happen in their community?
Well, for me, because I actually talked about this last week on my live discussion, and what I've noticed is we forgot that the family is really the foundation and the system is the tool. And those other cultures, they understand that, and that's how they operate. It was because of fear of losing that system, i.e., if the welfare stops, if the food stamps stop, if the Section 8 stops, okay, what am I going to do? Because the man ain't going to come and step in and help me. So therefore, let me forsake my man and depend on the thing that I can guarantee, which is this government support. Versus these people over here, they're saying, hey, if this thing works, cool. That's just extra money into the system. You can go over here and be over there, but we are all still family, and we're all just going to use this as a tool. You see that? I mean, just with what happened with the Somalia situation in Minnesota, they was using the system as a tool, but they was still unified as a family front.
So I'm just wondering why couldn't that or didn't that happen with us? Because I'm reading here and it's like the Latina activists viewed racism, poverty, and immigration enforcement as existential threats to their entire community. And they argue that isolating or abandoning Latin men would weaken the community's collective. And they went against it. Why didn't our community do it? I don't know the answer.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. I did this already. I went through this hypothetical stack of all the different causes and effect with our specific community as far as Black Americans versus Latin, Asian that did not go through cultural slavery and other things like redlining and some of the things that we had to overcome. Had the American people not been in our business and left us alone like everybody else, you could see historically the different changes that would have happened as far as our ranking in the community and everything else. Okay, I went back and did the research on